Hey everyone, happy Thursday and welcome to the Game Master Roundtable, where we are going to be playing some heavy metal Mork Borg. This is episode 2 of 2, and we will be led by our game master DungeonDad tonight, so that is going to be fantastic. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to hit the like button, and looking forward to seeing a very active chat tonight. So thanks for joining us, and let's do some introductions, starting as I am looking on the screen in the red square. We have our game master DungeonDad.
Shit, that's me. I wasn't anticipating going first. How's it going, everybody? I'm Dungeon Dad. We're gonna play some Mork Borg tonight. You might know me from the channel Dungeon Dad, or on Twitter where I'm Dungeon Dad. That's pretty much my name everywhere. You can find me there. My content about monsters mostly. But tonight, the real monster is the system that we're playing, I guess you could say. But we'll see how that all shakes out soon enough.
Yeah, it's gonna be good times. In the blue square, AJ Pickett.
Hey everybody! I also we all have YouTube channels here, and I've just recently had, I think it's still going actually, my Kickstarter for the Silicon
43 hours.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to get the world's best tabletop battle mat, go back it immediately, and get it while you can.
Awesome. And in the yellows, oh, is that you? Is that?
Yep, that's it.
That's all you got? Okay. All right. In the yellow square, Fred from HowtoRPG.
Hi. So I do everything. I've got a YouTube channel, and I wrangle these people into this. And yeah, sometimes it's organized, sometimes it's not organized. We almost wound up talking for 2 hours and didn't even go live, but we pulled it in. And I have a question. Since I finally now know what the character I was playing last week, Josiah.
Yep.
Do you have kids?
Not yet.
It has always perplexed me because you're Dungeon Dad, but you're not a dad.
He's got fur babies.
I have fur children, but also, do you actually want to know why that's my channel name? I will tell you why it is. It's because.
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Yeah.
D&D? No.
What's that?
No.
Oh,
Dad.
yeah, no.
Dad. D&D. D-A-D. Dad.
No, that's a good guess actually, but no, it's because my players, when I first started DMing, would affectionately, jokingly refer to me as Dungeon Dad, instead of the DM. So then when I made a YouTube channel, not expecting it to go anywhere, that was what I made my name. And now my name shows up at the top of all the search results on Google for D&D monsters and BDSM fetish porn. So
that's where I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. That's where the name came from. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Someday maybe we'll do like a child reveal, like Dungeon Dad child reveal live on stream. But for now, it's just Stolen Valor, I guess. So
I know. I even we after one of these, I'm just like, yeah, you know what it's like being a dad. He's like, no, I don't. I just totally assumed that he was another dad.
Most people do, and I always feel really bad because I'm like, I would love to connect with you about this shared experience, but like, get back to me in a year or two. You know.
All right, deep dive.
Why don't you come watch my son?
There you go. Fred, I think we left off with you.
Oh, well, I'm done with me. I led into Josiah because I know it's a trap, and it'll lead into a long story. But it's a story I wanted to know the answer to, so I've got my answer.
That's good. I just thought maybe planning for the future at some point it'll be relative. In the orange square, Mr. Bearbard.
Yeah, I'm the Bear Bard, an actual dad, unlike the Stolen Valor here. I have a YouTube channel, Bear Bard Tales, where we do a lot of horror stories, and then it's going to be branching out to some other stuff along with Bard's Den, which is actually talking about more other properties like movies and TV and stuff, which I'm just starting off. So maybe Fred will actually watch my content. I'm doing it just for you, Fred.
Well, I'm not going to promise.
I just want you to love me.
I'm not going to promise you. You've got to really entice me. Right now, I watch Wally DM and AJ Pickett consistently.
Yeah, but that's like the best of the best. You can't compare me to them.
Well-
That's not even fair. So
man.
I just want to be like a distant third, you know?
What is going on?
You invited everyone here on purpose. What do you mean? What's going on?
I'm just looking for approval. That's it. That's all I need. I just want to be loved. Yeah, that's me.
We can talk more about that when we go off the air there. But yeah. In the purple square, Dungeon Master Josh.
Man, after all of those, I'm not really sure what to do here. I'm Josh, another actual dad. My channel Dungeon Master Josh, where I make videos helping you run better games online. And Fred does watch some of my videos, so I don't do what you will with that.
Damn.
Very good.
That is
Very
cold-blooded.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck, dude.
And I am Wally DM. If you didn't know, this is my YouTube channel, and you are watching the Game Master Roundtable. What I do here is I do videos on puzzles and traps, and I even wrote a book about it. Fred's got one right there, and it is on Drive to RPG, getting close to the 10,000 copies sold mark. So pretty
Whoa.
excited about that. Yeah, pretty cool. And
I have
but
one of them.
2,000
It's just digital.
nice. It all counts.
What does it make that? Is that like a radium or uranium bestseller or something?
Yeah, it's adamantine, and then it'll probably be Uranus when it's in 1,000. It's as high as it can go.
Rubidium,
but what I'm-
strontium.
But what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to address chat. Charles Butler, thank you very much for the super chat. Charles says, definitely not a bribe, wink, for another seal to be broken. Definitely not. Just a show of appreciation, not a bribe. And I see that Dungeon Dad has already looked at that. So
Yeah,
Why you want to play us like that, Charles?
I saw that, and it's funny because I was literally about to make a joke like, "Hey, if someone donates $10 to Wally, I'll break a seal," since this is a one shot anyway.
Nice.
And
Today is a good day to die.
He did it before I even got a chance to say it, but I don't think that invalidates it. So that's how we're going to start.
No, not at all. No, it was anticipated. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Josiah. It is your show from here on out.
Okay, great. So I guess to catch everyone up to speed, because it's been like, I don't know, 3 weeks, a year. It's impossible to say, but it's been a little while. We last time on Mork Borg, the gang was enlisted. The gang was all in prison. Destined for death for being heretics, probably. And the Shadow King sent an emissary, a seer, to basically give the party one last shot at redemption, a Suicide Squad option, if you will, to go and rescue the king's son, the only heir to the throne, because if he was lost, the king would have to hand the throne over to his imbecile of a brother. So no one really knows exactly where he is, but the Den of Shadows was the most likely place for him to be. And the Accursed Den. The Den of Shadows is a different thing. I've been reading a lot of Mork Borg stuff lately. The Accursed Den, very different den, is where he was thought to be. So the party set out, going to a place that people don't typically return from. They got almost mugged on the way there. And then we had some combat where nobody was able to stab the mugger, and the mugger was not able to stab anybody. So he just kind of danced around in the middle of the dark alley for 10 minutes. Eventually they got run through. The party made it no worse for wear to the Accursed Den, went down the ancient stone steps, found a mysterious brook with lots of butterflies, promptly consumed many of those butterflies by jamming them in their face. Took a sip of the water. That was fine. Then we went into a big room with a dining table, met a mysterious old man. He was unresponsive. Walked into a long hallway. Wally's character, what's your character's name again?
Greedo
Fell down a pit trap in front of a giant painting. And if I'm not mistaken, the rest of the party jumped over the pit trap and is now on the other side of it. Actually, no, someone else went down there. Someone else didn't jump down, but like went down.
I thought
with
we
you,
all
right?
did. I thought so. I thought we found like a secret tunnel underneath of the
Yes.
pit
So you
trap
fell
that we
down a
all-
pit trap and found a secret tunnel
Yeah.
with a very narrow passage leading to the west and a wider passage leading to the east. And of course, that ominous violin music is ever present. Specifically for your character, Wally, was coming from that wider passage to the east. And I believe that's where we left off with the characters. But as per my promise of bribery from Josh, I rolled for this randomly while we were wrapping up there, and it's actually a very funny result. So, for those of you not aware, there's a bunch of different psalms, different seals of the apocalypse in Mork Borg that when all of them are broken, the world just ends. Not when all of them are broken, rather, when 7 of them are broken, the world just ends. There's 66 different ones that can happen. And the one that we landed on was from Psalm 5. The lake and brook shall blacken and the water become tar. So you guys don't see this right now, but if you were to go back in that first room, the stream is now just a thick stream of black tar, as is all natural water sources throughout the rest of the world. So
What
Damn.
in the world?
So we're drinking pee.
yeah, so I guess everyone's going to figure
Well, I
that
would
out.
not recommend drinking from that stream anyway. From experience, I can tell you it's not a good idea.
Yeah. So if we're drinking pee, we're drinking our own pee, not somebody else's. Okay. You can drink
Wait,
your own.
whose pee is black tar? That's what I want to know. He did just say black. Oh, you mean from here on out we're not?
Yeah, we can't actually.
All
there's
natural
no water.
sources of
There's
water.
no water.
Oh.
Yeah.
So from
So
here
gotcha.
on out, I should
Gotcha.
reframe that. All lakes, rivers, and streams. The ocean, still liquid. So I don't know, you could
What about a
desalinate.
waterfall?
Waterfall, that's debatable. Not specifically listed. I would argue that's a loophole. It goes from being tar to water and then back into tar. As a,
So you're saying we should go chasing waterfalls?
I would argue you must go chasing waterfalls.
All right. We're going to find out the hard way, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So
Oh my!
you guys are all standing
my.
in this dimly lit corridor. There's a large painting opposite the wall, a very kind of benign landscape and a very fancy frame. Pit trap directly underneath it. So if I'm not mistaken, then Wally Greedo fell and was reduced to 1 hit point by the fall damage. You're just kind of in this dark little
Yeah.
tunnel. Everyone else is
Yeah.
standing up at the top of this pit trap, like, oh shit, he didn't make it. So we're not in like initiative. We're not in initiative or turn order or anything like that. So you guys can just kind of do what you will. The upper group, you can skirt back to that area. So yeah, basically just, I guess I should explain, Dungeon, you had your area with the brook and the butterflies. There was 2 doors on the north wall. We went through the door on the left, which led us into the large dining chamber with the weird old man. There was 2 doors in that room as well. One on the north left wall, one on the right hand side. You went on the left door again, which led us into this long corridor. In this corridor, there was a door immediately to the right that was locked, and then an area of darkness beyond this pit trap, which you discovered. So I think all of you are on the other side of this pit trap now, so you can continue going that way into this dark area, see what's out there. Or, of course, one of you is now in the bottom of this pit trap in a tunnel.
I believe I actually followed Greedo down the pit trap into that passageway.
I thought that was the case. Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't have a light source, so I took a light source down there.
Yeah, and
because I
you
had
did
a
not
torch.
fall down and crack your skull. You just kind of climbed down down after him. So you're both down there. And if you'll recall, the passage to the west, the one not with the music coming from it, that gets very narrow. If you are wearing heavy armor, so you have tier 3 armor, you cannot fit in there while wearing that armor.
Okay.
Because it gets too narrow. However, if you take it off, you could, or if you are just not wearing heavy armor, also not an issue. So, who wants to start us off? What would we like to do?
I'm going to go down after them as well.
Yeah. When I see everyone scaling the wall or whatever it is coming down, it's like, oh yeah, that's a much better way to do it. I should have done that.
Yeah,
I was
like
in
you
such a
fell
I was in
and-
such a hurry to get down here. Yeah, I should have waited and
You
climbed
just
down like you guys.
landed like belly flop on a crude stone floor. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, there's probably like a rock shard sticking through my palm.
In
right
one
now.
fell swoop, you went from being the most likely character to survive this adventure to like on death's door.
Welcome to the party, buddy. Because, there's
Well, I
three of
think
us
as we
with one
had
hit point.
found out at the end of last time, I think Mr. Bear has quietly been the best tank among us, just letting other people take the damage.
Well, kiddo,
Yeah.
I might have some bad news. I cannot find my character sheet anywhere. That's what I've been searching through every file because I saved it.
Oh, because you had a random gen, right? I mean,
Yeah,
worst case
and so-
scenario,
You print
Just
it
use the
out
scum.
and you blue tack it to your wall. That's how
you think
keep your
I'm rich enough for a printer? You think I'm cool enough like that? I'm not cool like you, AJ. I'm sorry. I can't live up to your expectations. First Fred, now
worst-
you.
worst case scenario, and I feel like this so perfectly articulates Mork Borg as a system. Like, you losing your character doesn't matter. Just like click on Scumbirther and just make a new guy, and that's who's been here the whole time. Like, fuck
His
it.
name is Robert
So what I was
Wilson.
about to say is, I think what happens is my guy jumps down, he cracks his neck, and then just another heretical priest just pops out of him and just acts like nothing happened. Whose name is
Excellent.
Ardval.
Yeah, you jump down and
What is-
your body splits open like a fucking egg, and this
The
other
Russian nesting
individual
doll
emerges.
of heretical priests.
He's just an inch shorter, like just comes out.
Oh yeah, he's
totally.
Strangely
objectively worse
clean.
stats.
Yeah.
Objectively
strange.
worse stats than before. He's a
Strength.
tank with -2 strength instead of the +1 strength he had before.
Excellent.
What in the world is
Okay.
going on here?
I thought he was wearing robes, but it's just the skin of his old character. My character, as we
Fuck,
know,
that's
is Blurto, the burglar, a goblin thief who
Mhm.
is quite handy with a crossbow and instigating trouble.
Don't forget about your
What do you-
horse.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, you have a talking horse, and
That's right,
Fred,
my
you
horse.
have a sword that hates you. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we go down this passageway? Because seriously, I'm waiting because I know it's going to happen. The sword's going to kill me. I know it is. It's going to turn on me. I have one hit.
Okay, so just so to make sure I have an understanding, Wally, Bear, AJ, you guys are all down in the pit trap in this tunnel. Fred and Josh, are you guys also following, or are you gonna stay up?
Yeah,
top?
I'll follow. I'll follow.
Okay, so you're going down. Fred, are you going down also?
I was already down there. Remember?
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
So
he was the first one to
oh, that's
follow,
right.
yeah.
You were the first one down. So you're all down in this pit. You hear
I kind of shuffled to
Oh,
the
sorry,
middle of the. I shuffled to the middle of the marching order. Go ahead,
makes
guys.
sense.
Go ahead. I'll catch up.
to the east, of course, you hear that ominous violin music kind of seeping in. To the west, a narrow passage that you can't really see. You can't really see where either ends. Both of them kind of take a bit of a turn off in one direction or the other, and it's kind of dark. But that's so you have music or narrow. Those are your two choices.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
Music.
Well,
Music.
I vote the one that makes me not have to take my armor off. So
Music.
yeah,
I think
to the
it's
sound of
music.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, music. Everyone, we're good with music. All right, let's go
I
to
think
music.
so.
Who's?
I think we're doing it.
Am I still in the front then?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All right.
there are three
I'll
of
have-
us with one hit point. So yes, we're
Yeah.
going to fall over for you very quickly.
Alrighty. Well, all right. Excuse me. All right. Let me pull out my short sword and I'll get moving to the music.
All right.
Right on. Okay.
Well done, George.
So you all start crawling really towards the music, going through this tunnel that gets a little tighter as you go, but never to the point where you have to actually doff your armor to squeeze through. You're making your way through, and yeah, it's a good word, right? And you get into it eventually opens up into this room that you kind of spill out into. It's a little bit larger. As you kind of get in here, stand up. This is something you'd probably notice as you approach, actually, that there's some light coming in from the end of the tunnel. Literally, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh.
And in this tunnel, or in this room, sorry, as you exit the tunnel, you'll see that it is illuminated with all these spectacular colors, like various hues, reds, greens, purples, oranges. And And you will also notice that there's just like stuffy air kind of filling this. The air in this room is heavy and reeks of sulfur. To the north end of this room, so to the left of where you would actually exit this tunnel, there's maybe 20 feet, and then the room just collapses into this massive cavern that seems to be filled almost to the brim with this rot black sludge that looks soupy but thick, like it almost like molasses in a way. The room itself, the light source, this illumination is coming from all of these gems that are kind of like encrusted into the walls all over on the top, like forming this kind of dome of this gem encrusted situation, all fixed into the wall in one way or another. And yeah, to the east side of this room, there's a wide opening that opens into another room, like a 10-foot archway kind of that opens up into another room that you can't see exactly what's in there from here because, again, the air is kind of has this like hazy sulfuric mist going on, but it looks like you can see some like chains and stuff hanging from the ceiling kind of in that direction. The final thing I will note is in the direction of this massive chasm filled with this sludge, maybe 30 feet out, you see a pillar which like towers up almost to the ceiling that has two skeletons standing back to back, both of them playing a violin. This is the source of our melancholic violin music. So that was a lot of information all at once.
Okay.
If you need me to repeat anything, let me know. But what would you like to
just for mapping purposes, so to the north we've got that's where the walls kind of like collapsed in sludge, and then in that sludge is a pillar that's up with two skeletons on top.
Yeah, I can show you an image of the skeletons if you care to see. There they are.
Oh wow, interesting. And then to the east, there's a corridor to the east with chains, and we can see chains hanging down. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yep.
Okay. And then nothing to the south. Okay.
To the south is just more of this kind of natural stone wall, which has many of these gems encrusted into it.
Okay.
My vote is that we avoid the black sludge. We avoid the strong smell of sulfur, which just seems like acidic death. And we go with the arch, which has the mist that seems to work on the least of it, and maybe toss a coin to the skeleton buskers along the way. That would be my vote.
That sounds logical.
Gems.
How? Yeah, I don't know if I would touch those gems, to be honest.
I'm touching them.
Is there? Are the gems? Shit. I take a couple steps back away from the gems.
Yeah, each one of these gems is like this size of a fist, and they kind of glow with this like irradiated bright light. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly what they are specifically, but they aren't like smooth. They have that kind of rough, like quartz like texture to them, and they are embedded in the wall. If you were to take a knife, you could probably start popping them off pretty easily.
Glowing gems, that's always a good thing to take. Have you considered trying to eat it?
I did bite it a little bit.
Worked well for us in the past.
Okay.
How high up are the skeletons, would we say? The pillar? 10 feet?
So into this like cavernous opening, like the pillar itself goes up about 20 feet.
Oh, wow. So they're way up there.
This opening is very large, yeah.
Okay.
So then they would be sitting on top of that, so say 25 feet up.
All right. So I watch as what's Fred's characters? Slag throws a coin 25 feet in the air.
Yeah. So I toss him a coin, and I'm walking for the arch and say, we should go this way. And I'm standing by the arch ready to go because everything else just seems like death.
Cool. You flick that coin up there, and one of the skeletons, like almost mid-stroke of the violin, like wraps their hand around and snatches it out of the air as you throw it, and then just like continues playing, but gives you like a bit of a nod as you continue on.
Nope, don't like that.
So you're doing that. You're walking that way. AJ, are you're trying to pull some of these gems off?
Prying with my knife, yes.
Excellent.
Excellent,
I'll give you a choice here. If you want to roll either your strength or your I guess presence would probably make the most sense. If you're trying to just like kind of rip these out of the wall, or if you're like kind of looking for weak spots meticulously and like, oh, this one looks like it's loose, pop. This one looks like it's loose, pop. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm using my new cheese D20 that I got for free from.
Yeah, I saw that. I also ordered some of those as I saw your tweet.
Okay, so using dexterity.
Yeah, so either straight. Okay, right. Yeah, you're.
13 plus 1, 14.
14 is really good. So you go in, yeah, and you're like, okay, looking for ones that seem loose in the wall and pretty easily able to pop them out with a knife. As you do that, everyone else or anyone who cares to pay attention would notice that the sludge starts like stirring a little bit, almost moving. Kind of, there wasn't really much movement to it before. It was just kind of like the odd bubble coming up here and there, but you see like slight waves happening within the sludge. And as you do this massive worm, like with kind of like think dune, like sandworm looking thing, blasts up out of the sludge, 15-foot wide maw, immediately darts like almost instinctively for the person who is popping these gems out of the wall. So what I need you to do for me now, AJ, if you would not mind, is we need to test agility. So give me an agility test.
See, I know at some point the Kevin Bacon classic tremors would come up.
Yeah. 16 is very good. You like kind of the hairs on the back of your neck go up and you've managed to just like roll yourself out of the way as this thing just kind of slams into the wall behind you. You get the impression that had you not moved, you would be inside of its body and probably dead right now.
Right. You guys hear an excessively high pitched scream.
Oh yeah, I see.
So
I stepped out of the way as it was coming. It's just I seen it coming. It's just like, yep, that's not meant for me.
So we are in initiative, which the way initiative works in this game is we roll a d6. Someone can roll a d6 for me. Anyone who wants to, anyway. Doesn't matter. We only need one. 4. Okay, great. That means you guys go first. So you have the initiative. What would you like to do? And again, the way initiative in this game works, just as a refresher for anyone who doesn't remember or for folks watching who weren't here last time, you guys all take your turn at the same time. Like you can go in whatever order you want. So yeah, whoever wants to go first, feel free to take it away and tell me what you'd like to do. Yeah.
How making a quick judgment, does it look like that worm can fit down that corridor to the east? If we're to run,
it looks like it's a little bit too wide to probably fit down that way.
I'm going that way.
That makes sense. So you just dart into that room. Yeah, you run into this room, and it is this dimly lit, oddly chilly and kind of drafty room. There's a couple of sconces on the walls, but you see all these like chains hanging from the ceiling, all of them ending in like a big sharp hook. But nothing like attacks you or anything when you enter this room.
Okay, I'll wait there for everybody else.
So you run in there.
I'm watching down the corridor though, in case they need my help. If it gets drastic, I'll come back.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah, so I imagine that I was standing somewhat close to him as he was doing that. I already have my short sword out. I'll swing my short sword at it and then take off running. Just a little like, it's the thought that counts.
Absolutely. Give me 1 second. I just realized I left my book with my stuff up here. 1 second.
I mean, it kind of just lost me a giant sludge worm. That's just, I mean, we couldn't hit Joe Schmo on the street, and now we have giant sludge worm.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I'm not using
could you stand up again and turn around, because those are some rocking shorts you're wearing there.
Oh, my pink pastel shorts. Yeah.
And with a 2 on the dice and a +0, I clearly not using my file. I'm not used to the weight of the short sword, and it probably just looks like a random swing as I then just take off running.
Definitely,
it doesn't even
just
come close.
An oh shit swing, but you swipe at the creature, run off with your bud into the next room over, and that's that. All right, who's next?
How far away, if I'm in the arch, which is where I was standing when all this went down, how far away is this black sludge?
If you're standing in the arch, like maybe 10 feet to your right is kind of where the chasm like ends in that room. So pretty close.
Okay, all right. And it's tried to attack. Is it Biden? Is your character called Biden? I'm sure it's Biden.
I
Is
forgot
that from
about
last
that.
time, Biden? Anyway, I'm I'm going to step forward if I can, swing at it, and then run through the arch. Because
Yeah,
I'm
that
scared to get big.
makes perfect sense. So go ahead and make me a strength test.
Oh shit! I didn't roll that. 19.
19 is a hit.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah.
My damage. Oh god! Thank God I didn't roll the thing and it attacked me. I got 6 + 1 is 7. Holy Toledo!
7 is pretty good. Yeah. Let me that down.
I won't be going back. This is just so people
Yeah.
know I'm not going to be going back.
So you okay, great. So you stab at this creature for 7 damage, and it kind of lets out like a guttural growl as you do so. And you hear your sword being like, "Fuck yeah!" Like that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. And he's like, "Oh, why are you running away? Like we can take this guy." But yeah, you stab him. You run back into the other room, and that is your turn. Wants to go next?
You too.
All right, I take I go from having a big, nice, heavy duty maul to apparently having a sling. So I take a rock and I spray a little bit of perfume on it just to make it that little extra sizzle on there. And he takes it and he goes right for the eye.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
All
Eat 'em.
right, so that's gonna be a presence check because this is a ranged attack.
Vito, you want to roll that? Yeah, it's an apple. Good job.
If you roll the apple core, there are no numbers on it, so it won't help you. You have to roll a dice.
15.
15 is a success. So go ahead and roll your damage on that.
And that's I'm balling with a D4. Ugh. So oh, where the hell did it go? Seriously? I have like 50 dice on my table and not a single one of them is a D4.
Look around by your feet.
2. Yeah, there's
2?
no
Okay.
plus, right? It just is what it is. 2.
Yeah, those are the caltrops. They're always on the floor.
Yeah, great. So you
yeah.
sling, hurl a
With
rock
perfume.
at this guy right in the eye. Yeah, and like the rock itself doesn't seem to bother him too much, but the perfume really like stings. And he's like, ah, yeah, causing a little bit of damage there, and kind of thrashes around a bit. And then you're also running into the next room.
Yeah, I figure I'm gonna follow suit. I'm not crazy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here alone with this damn thing.
That makes sense. Okay, so then AJ, I think you're the only person who has not acted yet, if I'm not mistaken.
So I'll drop the gem and grab my crossbow and fire off a hasty shot. I get 10 on the shot.
Okay. That is unfortunately not going to be enough to cause any damage, so it kind of just sticks in the hide, but seems superfluous to actually what's going on here.
Yep.
And then are we moving into the next room, or would you like to stand and fight? I suppose is the other option.
Well, I've just dropped the gem, so I'm going to be reaching down and picking it up next round. If I live.
So you're staying where you are? Okay, great.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the rest of us are like,
Yeah.
And I'm like,
come on.
tiny.
I love it. I love the commitment to character. All right, so then I'm going to need another agility test from you. As this thing kind of lurches back and then jumps back in to try and get you.
That is 15.
15, I think, is a success.
I haven't
Lost my
tested this
page here.
this cheese dice for balance. Might have to do this after this game.
Looks balanced to me.
Yeah, so again, it lashes in and you manage to just dodge out of the way, avoiding certain death for another turn. It is your guys' turn.
Let's go straight into the splits. Flash dance style.
I'm just going to be yelling out, get away from it. It's bad.
Is it back to us?
Yeah, it's your guys'
yeah,
turn
yeah,
again.
yeah. I'm just yelling out that and moving further away because I don't know how far this thing can move.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I'm just shouting for Blurdo or Biden or whatever. I'm just like, come on. It's a
I
sludge
mean, if
worm.
everyone's running away and we're just waiting for him, I can do another on a stone and throw another one.
Yeah, throw a rock at it.
I'll throw another rock at him. I got it.
Yeah, don't be
Hell
fooled by the
yeah.
rocks that you got.
Give me a presence check. Yeah.
Roll it. He got 12.
12 is just barely a success.
Oh, you did it. Good
So
job.
that-
Now roll this one. Roll that one. The red one. Oh, that was a hard roll. 3. You did more damage than Dada did.
What?
You did more damage than me. Good job.
All right, cool. So again, this time a little bit closer to the eye.
There.
Boom. His eye pulsates and bludgeons out at you, and he thrashes around, causing a bit of damage. Who else?
I like
would
to think I'm giving him pink eye eventually too. Like
You're just
he doesn't know it
infecting
yet,
his
but
eye.
like later on he's gonna have pink eye. He's gonna be really
Yeah.
pissed.
In like a week, he's gonna be like, what the hell, dude? Like,
That sucked. That dude was a dick. I was just trying to say hi.
yeah. All right. Yeah. So, Harry, what are we doing?
Crossbow.
Crossbow.
It's an 8 to hit.
8 is a miss again. Finding some superfluous hide there.
Yeah.
So for the rest of us that are watching this about to go down, gosh damn it, Greedo's no hero. Never mind.
Not
we help or,
not with the injuries that he's been taking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greedo's like holding his rib cage. There's like a rib sticking out of his nice flannel shirt. Well, it used to be a nice flannel shirt, and he's like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Something I didn't mention that the more savvy among you might know is that these gems that you're prying out have like a rough value of about 200 silver pieces each. So like your AJ's commitment to carrying them out is a little bit more understandable. Like any one of these would set you up for over a year. But
You know,
yeah. So Josh and Fred, you already
Sure.
went. Yeah. So Josh.
My
and
secret is
Walt-
I'm greedy all the time.
yeah, I'm going back. I'm going back in to help him. Fuck it, I'm going back in.
All right.
I'm going in. Josh, you can go first, but then I'll go.
Oh no, you can go first. I was right on the same page as Greedo,
yeah.
where I'm like,
Nobody wants to go first.
yeah, I think
yeah,
he's
you can
gonna.
go first.
Well, I was
He's
sitting
gonna feed
there-
the beast.
Yeah, and then I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, those gems, they do look pretty though. All right, we're gonna go for it. I'm gonna roll this special 20-sided die here, nice and heavy, and that would be a strength oriented one, I think. So that is, oof. I rolled an 8, but I don't remember what to add.
So whatever your strength modifier would be.
Oh, there it is, right in the middle. That's a 0 modifier, so that is an 8.
Yeah, so that is unfortunately an unsuccessful
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that I'm like at the tail end of this worm.
I mean, the thing about this worm is its entire body isn't out of the sludge. Like
Oh,
it goes across and then down, and you cannot see the end of it. But you can be like on the side of it.
Yeah. That's good.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna try and get a little creative here, and
Hell yeah.
if it works, I'm just intrigued. So I have a potion of some zoomies, Izumiel's vapor. So I'm gonna take this little vial and I'm gonna try to chuck it in its mouth, hit it in the eye, just something which
Okay.
So I suppose a presence to see if I throw it successfully.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
Right. Unfortunately, that's a 10, and I get a plus nothing, so that's a 10.
Oh no. What does that potion do?
That is a D4 14 test, or you are severely and arguably fun hallucinations for a D4 hours. So I just really want to see this worm tripping balls, but
hell yeah.
my
So
arm,
you
I should have given it to
get it in its mouth. But it we'll say it does smash onto Biden's like body. Like basically it just breaks and then it just kind of coats the area with this potion. It was close enough that I will say if the worm does end up eating Biden, that it might still have some kind of effect.
I knew I shouldn't have ate that popcorn before we left.
No. This is going
That's
bad.
it for me.
It's going bad.
So, who else has not gone yet? I think that's all.
I wish we had an RC car. I feel like we need an RC car and dynamite.
Yeah, I
That's what
think
Kevin
that's
Bacon
all of
taught
us.
me.
Excuse me,
it.
I have
Okay,
a
great.
bomb, but I'm not going to throw a bomb at something that's attacking somebody in the right next to it. It isn't going to work. So no bomb.
Well, the worm, is we've been told, is very long.
Oh, come on.
So there's plenty of it that's not near anyone.
It does not matter. It does not matter. There is nothing positive of whatever I'm rolling on a dice, since I roll between a 1 and a 2, and anything I add to that dice roll, I'm going to miss, and it's going to hit anything other than the worm.
Probably.
All right. Okay.
Just blow up AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, hold on,
I guess
if we walk without rhythm, do we not attract the worm?
yeah. You don't attract what's it, shy halud or whatever if you walk without rhythm. It's specifically drawn to goblin rhythm. So, speaking of which, AJ, I need another agility test from you this time.
Wow, that's a 19 plus 120.
Damn, that's really good.
I'm just dodging around like Spider-Man.
You took some notes from that mugger.
So once again, it lurches out at you, being the ones trying to pry these gems out, and you've just got like a bunch of them, and you managed to duck and dodge your way out of danger for a third time.
Wow.
Which brings it back to you guys.
Can I like get the hell out of there now?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was definitely always an option. So if you want to do that now, you have like an armful of these gems that you've been prying out.
Goblin, just like legs, wild gems.
Yeah, we'll say you've managed to bring. Yeah, you have 10 of these things in your hands.
Dude!
Each one of those is worth 200 silver pieces.
My objective is just now to get out of here with my loot.
You've got about 2,000 silver worth of gems in your arms right now.
We are good.
Wow. As soon as I was sitting there missing with the Warhammer, and then I watch Biden run by with all these gems, and I'm looking at this worm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm right behind you.
Excellent.
As long as another seal doesn't break and all the gems turn into Demon Eggs. Or something.
Hard to say. We'll cross that bridge when we get to. Just sell them before that happens.
Yep. Now looking for a fence.
Yeah. But yeah, so am I safe to assume you guys all want to exit this room, or is anyone sticking around? Okay. In that case, we can just wash ourselves of initiative and move along. So you all run into this next room. This worm, which has been hit in the eye a few times, stabbed a few times, superfluously shot with a crossbow a few times, struggled to latch onto this goblin, just kind of thrashes around and throws itself at this archway that you all run through. It's unable to fit through here. You kind of feel the whole room like buckle as it does so. Stones cracking, dust falling, and you kind of see the inside of this thing's mouth as it like goes up against the doorway, just this big round maw with rows and rows and rows of teeth. And then realizing it can't get to you, it just kind of slinks back into the sludge, and a moment later the sludge is as it was, relatively undisturbed. Of course, our two violin players have never stopped this whole time. Now, you
Did
find
y'all
yourself.
notice there was a whole lake of sludge out there? Hope that's not a normal thing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I hope that's not a sign of the apocalypse coming.
You notice in this room, as I mentioned to Wally when you first came in here, dimly lit by these sconces, kind of this sulfuric mist still lingering, kind of coming into this room through the other room. Oddly chilly, bit of a draft, and give me a second here. We have our first random encounter of the evening. I don't know what this is going to be because I didn't roll any of these ahead of time. Some might say that makes me a bad DM. I just wanted to be surprised as you guys are.
I
So
think
we're
it
gonna
makes you a
roll with it.
fantastic DM, and I'm proud of you.
You're just playing the game with the rest of
Feel
us.
how hard that was, Fred?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's for my benefit, right? Because I'm a bad game master and a dungeon master. Absolutely, yeah. You'd all be dead by now if I was running the game.
While we're recovering from that briefly, I'll look at Wally with his or not Wally, Greedo with his ribs sticking out, and I'll kind of like start patting my coat down, be like, I think I've got something that may help you. It's either going to help you or it's a poison. I always forget which side I put the different things on, but here, if you want to drink this, it has a better odds that it's going to work than fail, but give it a shot.
You didn't sell me on this. I'm gonna say you really didn't sell me on this.
I
what is
wouldn't take it if I were you. It sounds really
I'm
bad.
I'm pretty
Do
sure.
not dare.
I'm pretty sure I threw the poison at him. Blurdo, I wouldn't lick your cloak or anything, seeing as my throw was a little off. So this one, you should be good with this one. You should be good with this one.
Well, not this evening during cloak cleaning
Okay.
time.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna trust you, and I'm gonna down it.
Being a goblin, of course, I
All
clean
right.
all my own clothing with my tongue.
I'll use up one of my uses of this. Man, what a terrible roll. Well, if I'm doing the roll, you get a heal for a D6. I rolled a 2, so
Hey, you tripled your hit points.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah. So like the rib goes back in. Oh, man, appreciate that. I owe you one.
As you guys are having this moment, as I described, you're in this room, misty, chains hanging, hooks on the end of the chains, maybe even some like old hunks of meat sticking on some of them. You guys are kind of having this moment, and
Meat locker.
you feel the chains kind of rattling a little bit, which prompts some of you to maybe look up because you don't see anything else in this room. And on the ceiling of this room, you see these massive cobwebs with these like almost fully formed skeletons kind of hanging from them. And there is a spider up there, maybe the size of like a mastiff, just a big old fucking spider hanging out up there. And it is poised to jump down and make one of you its next meal. So we're going to roll initiative once again. That is a 5, which means you guys have the initiative once again. We're a very alert group this evening.
Yeah. So I'll be like, thanks, George, and then all of a sudden look up like, oh shit. Let's swing, guys. I would say, right?
Well, it's prepared. It's
Also, I guess I
poised
should
to
mention
leap. It's up on the ceiling. How are you going to get there?
Gotcha. I thought it dropped down.
the very last thing I should mention in this room, just in terms of geography, there is a big iron door to the north of this room, the archway you just came through, and a set of rickety stairs to the south.
All right. So
which go up,
our way out of this room is go back the way we came, or go for the stairs,
or
The
go for
stairs
the
go
stairs
up.
going up. The stairs go up, or there is a big flat iron door on the north wall.
Well,
Those are
okay.
your
Iron
three-
door, stairs. Okay, good to know.
That
Yeah.
changes things. That changes.
I just
things.
felt I should mention that in case anyone decides to run. But yes, you have the initiative.
I grab another stone, another spritz of perfume,
Mhm.
and I start lobbing it. I say,
Hell yeah.
"You go away, spider!" Throw it at him. Just try to
Excellent.
scream away like a dog. like a mastiff, apparently.
Yeah, so that's presence again.
14.
14 is a hit.
Nope. And a 4. Was it enough to scare him away? That one.
It's not
hit
enough
with
to
one
scare
rock?
him away, but it does hit the spider and leaves a visible dent that has this kind of blood ichor-ish substance seeping from it. So you've done some damage for sure.
I think I was pretty intimidating
I think so.
to scare the spider. So
All right, who wants to go next?
Since the spider is, oh yeah, go ahead, AJ. You've got a crossbow.
I shoot it.
Excellent.
I miss like way off. Got a 1.
Excellent. Oh, you got a 1.
Not a
Okay.
natural 1. It just actually it's
Okay.
a 3. 2 plus
Okay.
1. 3.
Okay. I was gonna say, because on a natural 1, sometimes things happen, but nothing happens. Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, so you fire your crossbow, sticks into one of these in-webbed skeletons up on the ceiling, but that's about it. Yeah, let's go next.
Well, since the spider's up there, I'm going to run over and open the door.
The iron
Metal
door
one?
to the north.
Yeah, the iron door to the north. Yeah.
Okay, so you run up to this door.
Mhm.
When you get there, there's no handle. It's just like a flat door. You reach to
Sounds
kind
like
of
a wall.
open it, and there's nothing in there.
Oh,
You
shit.
can see like there is like a millimeter crack in the bottom, saying like there's probably some way to open this, but
Mhm.
there's no handle. You push on it, you try to, it does not move.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that would probably be my turn. If I do have time though, I would probably see if I can if there's anything like any type of smell coming out from underneath of it, and hide my lantern a little bit to see if there's like light coming from underneath.
For sure, yeah, I would say you have enough time to do that. Go ahead, and we'll call that a presence check, just to see what information you can glean here.
9.
9. Let's see.
I like this idea. This is giant spider that's threatening us. A couple of us are shooting. You're just like, here's
Yeah.
a door.
What does this smell like? Yeah,
I can't
you,
hit it. It's up in the air. I can't hit it.
You go over there. It's sealed tight enough that you can't really
Okay.
tell what the situation on the other side is. You give a little bit of a sniff, and you
Okay.
still are just, your nose is filled with that sulfur.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Right.
Damn it.
Well, I'm going to call out to Greedo and say, Greedo, see who it's made by. Is it made in China or is it made by Wally DM? Okay.
Oh.
And is there a bloody puzzle involved? There probably is.
Yeah, you see a little. You see a little wall.
I'm going for the stairs. That's
logo.
where I'm
Yeah.
going. I'm running for the stairs.
Okay, sure. So you run across the room through the chains in the mist over to the stairs, and you start climbing up. You go up this creaky ass set of stairs. You make it about halfway up. That's the end of your turn. Nothing. You are now far enough out of that room that you feel like you're safe. At least it's definitely not going to attack you unless it wanted to ignore everybody else.
When it creaked, I started getting worried that it was going to collapse on me. But okay, all right, it hasn't done that
Nope.
yet.
Nope. The stairs are definitely aged, but not quite that rotten just yet.
That's
Who's
leaves,
next?
Josh, right?
Yeah,
George.
Yeah, George is gonna look at his short sword. Nope, can't reach that. He's gonna pull out his trusty file and look at it, consider throwing it. Like, it's my favorite file though. Nope, I'm
Don't
just
throw
running.
your file, George.
Not worth it. And he's just gonna turn and follow Fred's character, Slag. What's
That's
your
right,
character's name? Yeah,
Slag.
Slag. We're just yeah. So run up the
Okay.
stairs after him.
You run up the stairs, absolutely. Okay, is anyone not gone?
I
think
guess
that's the
everyone.
whole gang. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So Slag and George are on the stairs. Everyone else is in this room. And yeah, the only person who actually hit it was Bear. I can't remember your
Arcfall?
character's name. Yes. So
Wow.
It is going
remember my
to-
character.
jump off of the ceiling, lunging down towards you, and it's going to try to bite you. So I need an agility test from you.
Alex, do you want to do that?
Yeah, sorry. You said you and then brain stopped working.
I'm sorry, yeah, an agility test from Alex.
Ooh, that is not good. 2.
Two
no,
is unfortunately not going to make it, so it is going to hit you. Only for 1 damage though. Rolled
I
pretty
have
low.
-2 damage with my padded cloth armor.
Great.
Does that
So
mean-
you take no damage. It goes to sink its fags into you, and you get just enough out of the way where it bites you, it doesn't actually penetrate through into your flesh. So
that was inconvenient.
it is on the ground now though, and that is the end of its turn. So it's back to you guys.
Okay, so somebody's going to roll a 6-sided dice. Is that right?
No, we're just back
would
to
you
you
make a
guys.
test?
Back to us.
Yeah,
Okay,
just-
yeah.
all right. Yeah, I'm holding off to see what others do. Otherwise, I'm going to be continuing up those stairs.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over and smack it with my warhammer.
Excellent. Make me a strength check.
Like a
15.
sexy spank or
No, I'm past that. I don't have the time for that.
15 is going to connect for sure.
Sweet. That is 2 points of warhammer damage.
Okay. Excellent.
That'll be me.
Okay, yeah, you slam your hammer into this spider, causing a bit of damage.
Mm.
Who's next?
can I back away from it without any sort of like rebuttal, or should I just like use the rock in the sling and hit it over the head?
Yeah, you don't get like an attack of opportunity or anything like that, so you can move wherever you'd like to.
No attacks of opportunity, people. You can have a game that has no attacks of opportunity. It's possible.
It's true. It's true.
Cool. I like use my foot to like kick off of his face,
Yeah.
and then I sling
Hell yeah.
with another spritz of
Gotta
perfume,
throw the
obviously.
perfume on there, of course.
I mean, it's my thing now with my 3 seconds of being a character. 13.
13 is a hit.
Smashed him for 1 damage.
1 damage.
Yes.
He's
All
basically dead.
Basically.
A minimal wound, but definitely you connect. Okay.
I'm not dead yet.
AJ's gone to the toilet.
I believe so.
Believe so. So I will look. I'm just going to go up the stairs. I'm not going to hang around.
That makes sense. Yeah, you run up the stairs and you kind of burst into this room. There's like a wooden door. You swing it open. And inside, this appears to be some kind of like sitting room where at the center of it, you see there are 3 like kind of shittily armored guards sitting around a table playing a card game. There's a fireplace on the eastern wall that is just a hearth, logs burning. It's warm in here. You can still hear that violin music leaking up from the basement. And something you will notice, going from the scent of sulfur to whatever this scent is, not necessarily a huge change in terms of how pleasant it is, but it smells like rot in this room. There's tons of debris and chairs just kind of stacked around the room. To the west, there is an iron door, not like the one downstairs. This one actually has a handle on it. And then there's a wooden door also on the western wall, a little bit further away from you. And you can hear from the iron door what sounds like some kind of like banging or maybe scratching coming from the other side of it. And as you come in here, all 4 of these guards like snap their attention towards you and stand up. And one of them is like, "Who the hells are you?" And they all draw their weapons. And they are also now part of the initiative.
Oh snap!
Did we just start a whole new fight.
I ran up the stairs. I didn't realize I was going to be opening the door at the top there, and apparently, yes, I've opened the door, and there's a whole lot of. I wouldn't if I'd known I wouldn't have opened the door, but it's a bit late now because the door is now open, and there's a whole lot of people paying attention.
Where
started to
where
fight
was
mid-fight.
where was the iron door in that room? Was that to the north?
To the west,
To the
on
west.
the western wall.
Where was the wood door at then?
Also on the west, just further down.
Oh, there's two doors. Okay, got
There's
on
two
the
doors
west
on the
side.
western side of this room. And I'm sorry, there's also one door on the southern end of this room, so the opposite end of the staircase as well.
We haven't killed the spider yet, have we?
No,
No.
but you're going to do that right now.
Yeah. I just had to fix myself a Long Island iced tea because I was flagging a bit there.
Excellent.
It's the last day of my Kickstarter. It's traditional to get pretty blind drunk.
You got to.
All right.
As is tradition, of course.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna shoot this thing in the face. Next opportunity I get.
It is your turn, so you can do
Right.
that right now.
Okay. I'm not gonna roll my my damage dice with my D20. It's bad luck. Or on my character sheet. That's also bad luck. 9.
Oh.
9 is unfortunately a miss.
Yeah.
Like a little bit wide once again.
Every single one of these crossbow bolts that I fire off, I'm thinking like it's just like throwing away a silver piece.
Yeah. But I mean, you've got 2,000 silver pieces in your bag right
That's
now.
a lot to
So
spare.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah,
fire I might fire a crystal at this thing. I don't know.
There you go.
If it comes down to it, I will throw a crystal at this spider.
I mean, you
All right.
gotta do what you gotta
George is going to pull out his trusty metal file because that's the only thing he can connect with. And now that he sees that everyone is committing to the fight with this spider, the spider's within reach, he's just going to run down with the battle cry. Slight thought to himself about Blurdo being a coward and running off, but he's like, I'm going to stick with this fight. And let's go ahead and roll to see if we can hit.
Excellent.
Coward? What?
Yeah, Blurdo.
Or not Blurdo, excuse me, Slag.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The guy who went and started another fight for us.
Who shall live in inf-
That
Who shall
is
die in
a
infamy?
19 on the dice.
That's gonna hit. The file comes
All right.
through.
With 2 damage. Ooh, boy.
Sheesh.
Every bit
Okay.
counts.
You just come through and start stabbing at the spider.
And for reference, I imagine like if you guys have ever seen an old file that's like the metal file with like the spike at the end, that's what I imagine it looks like. I'm holding onto
Totally.
the file part, just
Yeah.
stabbing with the spike part.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
What does
How-
the new file look like?
Well, they have some now that are just like a handle and then like the metal, just the file
Yeah.
part.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I see I'm getting the visual. How
Yeah,
far down are these chains hanging?
Almost to the ground, like maybe a foot off the ground.
Like if I were to be able to like take one of them, I mean, would it be advantageous to be able to take like one of the chains and like wrap it around the spider's neck?
If you want to, because they have like meat hooks in them. If you want to like wrap it around and then jam that
Yeah,
in there,
that's
that would
what
prevent
I
it
want
from moving.
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I want to do. I want to grab a hold of one of these chains and I just want to, and then just
Okay, great.
Like,
Yeah, so
duck-
that's going to
yeah.
be a strength check for sure.
Todd McFarlane spawned that bastard.
all right. Here we go. We're gonna use this heavy D20. 19.
Let's go. Yeah, you definitely succeed. We'll call damage on this a D6. So go ahead and roll
Okay.
a D6 on that.
The hell's that? 4.
For damage. All right.
Hook.
So yeah, you grab this hook, manage to like kind of jump over it, wrapping it around the head of the spider, and just jam the hook inside of it.
Mhm.
It lets out a very guttural noise. It's not dead yet, but it's looking
Mhm.
rough. And more importantly, the spider is kind of tethered to the center of this room on this hook. It doesn't really have the dexterity to be able to reach in and pull it out itself. So as long as you are not in melee with the spider, it has no way to, move any closer to you.
Okay, I'll take a few steps back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Great.
Mm.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think
What's
that's
Fred doing?
everybody.
Let's slag.
Slag ran up much earlier to the card room.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's everybody.
Okay, great. So that brings us to the spider and the guards now. The spider, who's still within melee? George is, and so is. Let me roll just randomly. Yeah, you gave it a good stab with the nail file. It's going to try to attack George, so I need you to make me an agility test. If you'd be so
Yes, let me do that agility test, or I can hit a defend button. Is the DR a 12?
Yeah.
That is a so for me, because I have heavy armor, it would be a 14 then, but that is a 17 plus 1, 18 total.
Yeah, so that is going to be enough to get out of the way for sure. So it kind of just like lurches out at you, but
Nice.
it's tethered to this thing. It's fucked up on this hook. You're easily
That is how
able
heavy
to
armor
kind of
works, right?
sidestep.
I have
So
a
the way
plus
that
2 to the
heavy armor,
DR.
yeah, so it makes it harder for you to dodge, but if it actually hits you, you reduce more of the damage.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, great. So that's the spider. So now we have these 3 guards who run up. And the thing is, Fred, your character is like standing in the doorway, so they can't all actually get to you at once. So they're all going to kind of run up, but one of them is going to come up to you and try to stab you with a sword. So I need you to make an agility test for me.
Agility. This is one of the things I'm really bad at, and I've got heavy armor, so I believe I have
So you need to hit a 14
16.
or 16. Is it
16? I believe it is. Yeah. So 16. Okay, agility. It's going to hurt a lot. I rolled a 1 and I add a -2.
Oh no, a natural one?
A natural 1.
Fred. Oh,
This,
no.
this is what I've been
Okay.
avoiding. I've got 1 hit point, and I'm all my things.
So-
are stuck.
That natural one, let me just roll here to see how this goes, because
Here we go.
Fred,
A
have you tried
natural
lying about your
one-
rolls?
on defense means that you take double damage.
It won't
And
matter.
it also means that your damage is, so what's your damage is, or your armor is what, a D4?
So my armor is the agility test for the armor goes up by a +2, and it's got defense DR +2.
Okay, so that means that you ignore the
2
first
points.
2 damage.
2 points of damage.
Okay, great. So basically what's going to happen is I need to roll this D6, and if I roll anything other than a 1, that's just instant death.
Yes.
Or a 2, right? Oh no, because it's double damage.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's
anything
double
other than a
damage.
1. Yeah.
If I roll a 1, it'll double the 2. But yeah, let's see. That is a 4. So the armor is also reduced by 1 here. So one of these guards just comes up, and like for whatever reason, there was like a crack in the armor, wasn't noticed before, just fucking runs you through. And you see what's your character's name?
Slag.
Well,
You didn't even
Slag.
You didn't even know his name?
Yeah, Slag just crumples to the floor and rolls down the stairs. And you guys just see Slag's body tumble into this chain room.
Oh, shit.
It's always a problem when you're running upstairs and you get to the top of this a door, and the dungeon master commits you to opening the door. And it's nice.
Slag.
Thank you.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it's
No.
supposed to just be an opening.
Is it?
It's
an opening. Fuck.
It is just an opening. I just kind of threw the door in my zealous description
No,
of the room.
no, there's an opening.
Um,
well, there's no door to open then, is there?
But there's
So
not
how does
even
this broken thing work? Because now you are
So-
broken, not just bent.
No, if it go below, if you're 0,
So
you're
Slag is
0,
just dead
yeah.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's 4 damage, but it's -2, so it still ends up being 2. If you go down to exactly 0, you're broken. But if
Yeah.
you go to -1 or lower, you
Oh.
just die.
You did.
So Slag is
You
dead.
did.
Slag is dead.
Gone
So
out
then-
of here.
The next guard, now there's suddenly a room to get through there, is going to run towards the stairs. And who else was on the stairs?
I
Someone
was on the
else went
stairs,
up
but I
there
ran
too.
back down. George was on the stairs,
Yeah.
but he ran back down to join the spider fight.
Oh, okay, so maybe no one else is there. So then the other two, they're just gonna they're all like lined up on the stairs right now. It's like wide enough for one creature. They kind of run down, get almost about halfway down the stairs, we'll say. They don't get all the way to the next room. But yeah, now it's your guys' turn.
Yeah.
Flippity
So as we
flap.
see that, so the spider's like meat hooked in. Maybe we've got a round or two before it can
The
shake
spider's
itself
also
free. Yeah?
looking pretty fucked up. It's very damaged. It's kind of
That's
seeping
amazing.
out this blood onto the floor.
All right.
That is amazing.
Well, we still have how many guards do
awesome,
we see
AJ.
coming down?
We don't see any
you
yet,
would
do we?
You would definitely hear the commotion. You see Slag's body just kind of tumble out into the room, and you would be able to
Cool.
see at least 2 of the guards. So you know for sure there's at least
All
2 there.
Yeah, I think George will run back over to the stairs, introduce him to a metal file, and try to hold the opening so that we can defend this 300 style, because I don't know how many are coming.
Sure, yeah. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
With a discount, with a 3.
What is going
That is a
on?
16 to hit.
That's a hit.
That
And
file.
I rolled a 4 on my D4. My goodness,
Damn,
this file.
That's huge damage, yeah. So one of them comes down and you just fucking like stab him in the eye. And he's like, God. He doesn't die, but that was a huge hit considering you're using a file.
It's like prison break.
Yeah, and you're just kind of
I'm
standing there
experienced with this.
blocking.
Yep, and I'm just kind of blocking it,
Okay, great. The rest of
trusting
you...
that I'm not about to get mauled by a spider from
So
behind.
also, yeah, during this downtime, Fred, feel free to roll up another character or just use the scum birther to press.
I already have Slag
Beautiful.
2.
Excellent.
Actually, it's not true. It's Slag Fubar, but
Excellent.
Of the
Okay.
Wisconsin flu bars?
So I
What just happened?
I don't
What was
just have
that?
we're gonna move on. I take a quick look to see if Slag happened to crack out another character as I cracked.
Unfortunately, Slag does not birth into a new character.
I'm slightly disappointed as I see that, but I still grab another stone and unleash it on that damn spider. Hopefully try to finish it off.
Hell yeah! Go ahead and make I guess, presence.
I kiss this one first. I kiss the stone first. I'm trying a new thing. He's going through different phases. 14.
Absolutely. 14's a hit, and I will
No.
save you the trouble of rolling your damage dice because it had 1 hit point remaining.
I'm rolling anyway.
Yeah, do it.
I rolled a 1, so
Well, that was enough. You like throw this stone at it, it just like conks off its head, and you're like, ah, shit, that didn't seem like that bad. Then the spider just kind of like falls into a slump, and then does that thing where all its limbs kind of curl up
just,
underneath it, around this hook. So the
Nice.
spider's dead. The spider's dead.
Yay!
I heal click.
Excellent. Okay. So we had George and Alex's character. It's so hard to remember our names because like we're just burning through these boys so fast. Okay. Wally and AJ,
Yeah,
you guys both still have your turn.
So I see I see my friend Slag has hit the stairs, and then George is fending them off. Is there enough room in there for me to get in with the Warhammer or no?
There's enough room for you to kind of come in behind and like bap, and then
I can wiggle over, if I feel you coming
Yeah.
up behind me.
totally.
Okay. And say otherwise I could just motion for you to let him through or whatnot. But if I can get in, yeah, I'll roll a die. That is a 13 with a Warhammer.
13 is a hit. Good rolls, mostly.
You better beat 4 on the damage, or you're just gonna look bad.
6.
6 damage. Yeah, that is a kill on our first guard there. You just come in and fucking crush his head. He slumps to the side.
That's for Slag.
Okay.
He's just holding his eye. He didn't see the Warhammer coming down.
He had no chance. All right. Blurdo. What would you
Well, I'm going to race in and just like just run the crossbow into somebody and fire as point blank range.
Yeah,
as possible.
because you can see the next guy there just behind him. So yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Guy just like slumps back and the crossbow just comes up and shoots the first guy right in the nuts at goblin height. Yes, preloading it with all that alliteration. 14 to hit.
Excellent, that's a hit.
And crossbow D6. That is 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage. Hell yeah! All right, so
Hey, thanks, Agile Monk.
oh yeah, thank you for the lovely compliment and the super chat. Shouts out.
Yeah, huge, thanks for the super chat, Agile Monk. There, some love for DungeonDad being the GM. We
I do
all
what I
appreciate that. Thank you very
Does
much.
that mean these seals are just breaking left and right?
I mean, that one was $9.99. It has to be
that-
10 to
It's
break
true.
a seal.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. He held back
But-
on that cent to save us.
But
yeah,
that's
exactly.
nine.
That was for your benefit.
There's an issue with that because that's $9.99 US and Canadian dollars.
Oh, that's true. That's like $50 Canadian. We break like pence here, dude. You guys are fucked. But yeah, you come in, shoot this crossbow bolt. It does indeed find purchase in the next card. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck? He didn't even see you down there." And then I think that is everyone here. So, yeah, I guess that moves us on to the guards. The next guard is coming down the stairs, and he has no choice but to attack George because you're blocking the way. So I need an agility test from you first to see if he even hits. And then we'll deal with what happens.
An agility test for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that because he's attacking me, or is this?
He is attacking
different?
you. Yeah, this is
Okay,
a defense roll. Sorry.
Okay. That is a 12, which I believe means I am hit.
That does mean that you are hit. So he's coming through with.
But it automatically rolls my armor die because I got hit, and I'll say so. It heavy armor is a D6, is what this says. So it rolled a 6.
Oh, excellent. So yeah,
Nice.
he swings down at you. You don't dodge out of the way, but his sword just like glances off one of your shoulder blades there and does not connect, causing any actual damage. The second guard, who's back there, is going to shoot a crossbow at you because he can't really get to you. It's kind of like a shitty situation. So go ahead and again roll an agility test.
Well, my luck seems to be coming to an end because that one is a 6. I am hit, and my armor, I rolled a 1.
Okay. So you
Oh
block
my.
1 damage.
my.
But he deals 4, so you take 3 damage.
3 damage. Alrighty.
So yeah, this crossbow bolt just manages to get right in between two of those thick armor plates. That's their turn. then.
Ow. That one hurt a little more.
It is on you guys.
All right. Why don't George? Why don't you swing and then get back out of the way?
Yeah. I'll go in and hit the first one. I'll introduce this next guy to my metal file. That's in that one.
Oh no. So a natural 1 on an attack means that the weapon either breaks or is lost.
Not the file.
So
The
you
file probably breaks. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you swing down at this
That's-
guy and he tries to like parry you and it just snaps off, kind of
Yeah, the little
flying
spike
into the
just.
darkness somewhere.
Oh.
This is
Somewhere,
like
All right.
somewhere a cake breaks in half and dies. It's its spiritual twin.
All right. I'll pull out of the way as I mourn the loss of File, who didn't even get a name.
That's true.
File was its name.
Dying without a name is maybe the most Mork Borg thing you can do.
So there's 2 of them on the stairs, right?
There are 2 of them on the stairs. One of them is like pressed right up against George, trying to get in there with the sword. The other one's maybe right behind him, like shooting the crossbow over the shoulder,
All right.
kind of thing.
So as George gets out of the way, I'll stand off to the side a bit, but and then so I don't block anybody else that wants to attack, and I'll try to hit the dude number 1 with the warhammer.
Yeah. So that's going to be a test of strength.
That's right. I can shoot my crossover
that-
between your legs.
Yeah, that's a 7 for me.
A
a no
7
go.
is going to be a miss. Yeah.
Yep,
No,
yep.
no connection there.
That's all I got.
Okay. Whoever wants to go next. Give it.
Me. Ching. 18.
18 is a hit.
That is 4 points of damage directly to the crotch.
All right. Yeah, you
said dick
shoot
shot.
him directly in the crotch, and yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, he doesn't die, but that
He
was
just
a
wish he
severe
dies.
hit. Yeah, he maybe wishes that he was dead, but he is still legally alive.
Don't worry, we'll grant that
Um,
wish shortly.
Excellent.
His is the only life he's going to be generating from now on.
And
Mhm.
actually, yeah, you
He's the dungeon anti-dad.
He also will
you
not
shoot
be
him,
dead.
and he. That's true. Well, I mean, Definitely not in the future. Yeah, you do that, and he just literally drops his weapon and is like, fuck this, and he runs. Like, he turns around and just runs back up the stairs past the other guy. And that also means our remaining guy here, he also turns around and runs. He's like, okay, whatever. This isn't really worth it. And they both just, the two of them both just run back up the stairs. And you can hear they run not just up to the room they were in before, but like they're gone. They have left the building. Unless you want to specifically try to go after them. But
yeah.
No.
Don't wait. They're gonna tell. They're gonna
use the sling.
yeah, sure. I mean, it's your turn, so you have a chance to finish these guys off while they're on the way out if you want.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go after a dick shot guy. I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
try to just whip it.
Make a presence check.
19.
19 is a hit.
See, I keep hitting, but I keep rolling ones on damage. That's a 3.
A 3 is enough to take him out. So they both turn to run. You sling, hit that guy in the back of the head, and he just falls forward, slides down the stairs. The other guy is on his way out.
Yeah. I would tell the rest of you they're gonna, because aren't we here to something about cannibals, isn't it? What? Oh, wait a minute.
Forget the
Well,
king's
I
son.
think we wanted to avoid cannibals and some old guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that dude gets away, they're gonna know we're here.
That's true. We should chase him down.
So we should probably chase that dude down.
Let them know that
Unfortunately-
I am mighty.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my
you,
file's broken, so all I have is this useless short sword.
you
I
can.
He won't
basically
get far
useless
with
in
an
a fight.
arrow in his dick.
Well, Dick guy's dead.
uh,
We killed Dick guy.
Yeah,
It's other guy.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Fred's at the top of the stairs, ready to just take him out.
No, Fred's not at the top of the stairs because Fred would never go anywhere near this world. Okay.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
If it's still our initiative after they're running, I want to chase after that dude.
Yeah, sure. So just to kind of like, in the interest of brevity, to simplify this, we'll say you can run after him because you're only a few steps behind. He's only got a few paces ahead of you. Is the goal here to try and kill this person or to try and like grab him or what?
I say grab him and bring him down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't.
Stab him in the
Yeah, we
dick.
don't.
Down the
So
stairs
I-
like Nick first, or
I will. If everybody wants to roll, I don't know. You can roll either yours choice of strength or agility. And we're going to say this is like DR 15. And if anyone passes a 15, one of you manages to grab him and bring him to the ground before he gets out of his room.
For me.
I got a 9.
I'm a goblin.
That's fair. That's fair.
I got with agility, I got a 14 plus 1.
Excellent.
15.
That's just, yeah. So you guys are all chasing and like, he's mostly able to get away. Then George, just the last second, you jump out, grab him by the arm, and bring him to ground. You have this final guard, and I would say all of you in chasing have kind of run up the stairs and made your way into this guard room, where you see, in addition to the things I described before, there's also another person up here that Fred's character that Fred didn't notice when he was up here, just like tied up in a chair. Like it looks like they were in the middle of some kind of interrogation or something. Just tied up in this guard room as well. Fred, who's your new character? What's your new character?
Literally, it's Slag Fubar the second. Okay. Look, I had a look at it and I was trying to figure out how to roll up a new character, and I was going to use the stat thing, and then I can't understand half the stuff that was there. So I re-rolled the Wretched Royalty, and it came out almost exactly.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So yeah, you feel free to just use the same stats. That's fine.
It's like, oh my god! And I was like, I rolled more hit points, and my toughness was even worse. And it's still 1 hit point. It's still
Yeah,
going to
you-
give
if you
me one
need
hit point.
If you need a sword, there's one that seems very friendly down the stairs.
Yeah. He picks up the
filthy.
sword. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and I should
you-
also
you're
have mentioned
tied-
as you tumble down the stairs, the sword was like, I fucking knew it. But yeah. So yeah, you were just wandering on the road at some point over the past week, and these guys picked you up, and you've just been kind of tied up in this chair here for the past couple of days.
Until mysteriously a talking horse came along and chewed your bonds free, just as an adventuring party showed up.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you managed to bring this guard to ground, and he's like kind of struggling, but you've got him. So he is yours to interrogate or set free or kill or do whatever you want with.
Okay. Well, I will follow along with you guys. What do you want to do? Because right now, I feel like I don't know which way I can go without disaster.
So yeah,
I feel like the horse
room,
would want to interrogate the guard we brought down.
Okay,
totally.
so quick question, something I have forgotten about. Our mission was to like retrieve somebody because the king's like gonna die or something, and
king's
he doesn't
son.
want it to
The
go.
king's- Yeah.
So
king's
we're
only
retrieving the
heir.
king's son.
Yeah, may or may
Okay.
not be
So,
somewhere.
Yeah, maybe we could start asking this guy where. I don't know.
Where
who
is
the king's-
he?
I mean,
Where is he?
That's it. I just start screaming, "Where is he?" No context.
Where is the horse?
no
Where
context.
is the
I'm-
king's
I'm
son?
here
Says
for
the
it.
horse after clopping its hoof
Are,
5 times.
are you asking me this question?
No, the guard we captured.
We
Okay,
tackled the
okay.
guard.
Why do you know? Do you know?
No, I don't. I don't know
Yeah,
who
no, I mean,
anybody
if you
is.
know.
They stuck me in this room.
Then shut up and start kicking him.
So I start kicking him.
Yeah,
What-
you're just there.
You rescued me. I'll do whatever the hell
Subdue
you
him.
want. I mean, heck. So I start kicking him. Fine.
Just a hail of questions and boots coming at this guy.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know. But yeah, you managed to eke out like as you're just fucking doing the most, I don't know if it's effective, but violent method of torture imaginable. Just extracting information from this guy by kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and
the
yelling
only way the beating will
shit
stop
at
is
him.
if answers start coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to eke out. He's like, Fletcher, to the basement, beyond the door, through the hatch, cannibals.
Right, what hatch?
Beating immediately
Is there a
stops.
hatch somewhere?
Hatch? Thank you.
Yeah,
What?
He said
you just
door,
kind of like,
hatch, cannibals.
yeah, leans
Not
forward.
necessarily
He's
in that
all,
order. So we just did that's a door, right?
he's all bloody and stuff. He's like, I don't know specifically where he is. They took the king's son. The prince laid down beyond the iron door. There's no way for us to get through there. Only Fletcher knows how to open the door. Only Fletcher has the key. But there's a hatch beyond the painting that leads you to Fletcher's room, to Fletcher's study. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Go beat him up. I just work here.
Would you like to join us? It's safer in numbers.
You know what? Why don't you hold on a second? I'm
Even
trying to
if he joins
remember.
us, he's going to.
Have you considered the private sector?
Yeah.
Have you considered private adventuring? It's much more profitable.
We just recruit the whole dungeon against the.
Yeah.
the
At the mention of doing that, like it's you get the impression that he wants to say yes, but almost as though there's some compulsion preventing him from doing so.
Oh.
For any of you who are
Sorcery.
magically savvy would recognize that there's something going on with this guy. He
I'm
just
no
kind of starts like
wizard.
dry heaving
You
at the
put that
notion of turning on his employer.
Should we go back down and put him on a hook and raise the chain so he'd just be dangling downstairs?
I think that would be outright murder.
Mm.
Damn,
So maybe just like knock him unconscious and it might break the enchantment.
Mm.
We could have drugged him. Or,
He's like, I would prefer that to getting hooked and chained up.
yeah.
if I have any say in it.
Nothing if not reasonable.
Just don't shoot me in the dick with your crossbow.
Don't give me a reason.
This is the problem when you play with a bunch of guys. And
He
we
was
don't
standing.
really
He
care
was
what we say.
aggressively standing over me on the stairs, in a clear act of intimidation.
No, look, I'm not like trying to argue a point here. I'm just requesting that you don't shoot me in the dick with a crossbow.
Well, at least you're polite enough to be lying underneath me on the ground.
I'm gonna look at the cards that are on the table. It's like, did you realize your friend had a full house?
I mean, maybe it's not that bad that you shot him in the dick.
What were they playing for, by the way? Is there money on the table?
There is money on the table. There's about
Oh,
15 silver pieces on the table.
There was 15 pieces on the table, allegedly.
Yeah, snagging that.
Yeah, at some point in time. Yeah, in this
Yeah,
room,
we'll add it
in
to your
addition to
2,000
that,
that you have.
in addition to that, there's like tons of debris just kind of like cleared into the corners of this room, like crates, supplies, that kind of thing. Sacks of grain, perhaps. Just this is kind of like a guard room / supply closet.
Let's say we tie this dude up and just bring him with us.
Okay. Well, while they're doing the tying up and we going off, I will try to rip open those crates and have a munch down because I haven't eaten for a while.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. You start kind of tearing into this stuff. You do, of course, find some provisions, but you also find, let's see.
You're like eating the grains. The grains is what you get the rats with, and the rats is the food.
You find a small stag beetle that kind of like bites you on the finger. It doesn't cause any damage, but you do find a small beetle, and you also find probably the biggest score of the day: the bony remains of what may have been a wolf or something at some time, but there's enough meat on the bones to sustain you for a couple of days at least.
Well, I'm going to squash the stag beetle and I'm going to rip off one of the bones and munch on that.
Savage.
Like stag beetle is a delicacy.
It bit me. So I'm eating the meat off the bone.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
What kind of a beetle was it?
Stag
like
beetle.
Stag beetle.
Slag the stag.
You got reincarnated.
Oh, yeah. You got fucking spawn killed. But yeah, and then just to reiterate, you have there's the stairs you came from, then there's 3 doors in this room. 2 on the left wall, 1. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask him, the guard, where those doors go. Can you tell us where
yeah, he would tell you that the one to the south leads to the library. The wooden door to the west leads to the dining hall, and the metal door to the west leads to the prison cells.
So we're looking for the entrance behind the painting.
Okay.
I thought we were looking for a hatch.
Was there a hatch behind the painting?
Is the
I
hatch
thought we're looking for
I don't
prison
know.
cells.
Let's beat the guard again. I've forgotten.
The hatch is behind the painting. There's a trap in front of it. If you get over
that's right.
that pit and keep
Oh, we're gonna go
we
back?
found the
We
trap.
never checked the. We never checked the
We
painting.
found the trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just went.
So
we just went
take,
down the trap.
I was going to mention it because obviously my character wouldn't know about this, but I do know. Yeah, the painting by the
Easy
pit.
to say when you're dead.
Yeah.
So I take the guard and I throw him in front of the painting that the trap would allegedly be.
Oh, we're not there
no,
yet.
that's not allegedly.
I don't think that's where we're at.
We already triggered the trap and went down the tunnel at the trap.
Yeah,
I
he's
must have
talking-
missed
he's-
something hard.
He's talking
My
about
bad.
the trap door that Wally fell through, which is in front of
Yeah.
the painting in that
Fuck,
hallway.
it was right
Yeah,
above
I
our
was
heads the
definitely
entire
reading some
time.
skills.
If only we would have all successfully jumped across that hole.
So maybe we go back that way.
There's got to be another way, a better way.
Well, my vote is let's not go towards the prison because I've already been tied up. I would always go for it. Let's do the library, the dining room, or let's go check out the painting because I don't want to do prison.
Wasn't the
Well-
dining room where the hallway was with the hole in the painting?
It was nearby there. So the dining room, which is a room you've already been in, that's the room where the old man was sitting.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
dining room. Yeah,
yeah.
let's go there.
To the north Okay, yeah. So like if you just swing that door open, the wooden door to the west, you see that same dining room, old man still sitting at the table with all the chairs and
Ah, this
places
was the
set and
door with the
everything.
shuffling people inside.
Yes, this was
Yeah.
the door that you heard movement coming
Ah.
from the other
Oh,
side.
I just
Cool.
made the connection on my map. I'm so excited.
So you've basically gone up and looped kind of back around.
Yeah.
Nice,
Let's
And yeah.
Okay.
let's
well,
yeah.
we're
go that way.
completionists, so we'll go back to the painting.
Yeah.
Well, Greedo, do you think that you're able to? Do you think your hops are any better now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He says with very little confidence in a squeaky voice.
Okay,
Well, I
so
had to use
sure.
as the
Well, we'd have to
goblin
jump back
burglar,
down there anyway, though, right? Because the way we went was down that. We didn't we because we tried to jump, he missed it, so we all went down, right?
Yeah.
And then from
Mhm.
Yeah. The way
Yeah,
that this
so-
guy told you that there was a hatch is if you cross over the pit trap and then keep going down that hallway. He said that's
Yeah,
what the hatch
if
is.
we Mario jump into the painting, we'll find a hatch door that we can
So
go down.
so if we go south to the library, that might actually connect, according to my map, that might actually connect to behind where the painting was at.
Oh, I forgot we had a wonderful cartographer on the team.
Oh, my map looks like shit, but it's
I cannot wait to show you what this map actually looks like and compare it with what you have. I always think that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for, if we've already seen the dining room, let's go for the library. I like
Yeah,
the idea
let's
of the
go to the
let's
library.
Go for the library.
Let's
Okay.
go to the library.
Okay, sure.
I'm good with that.
So you swing open that door to the south, and here you find a small room, which it's very cool in here, very temperate, and there's some slight smoky air in this room, most likely coming from the hearth in the room that you were just in. It's not very well ventilated. You see in this kind of like square room with an angular side to the south, there is a wooden door. The only two doors in this room are that one and the one you just came through. It's a pair of torches that are lit, dimly glowing on either side of the wall. You see also two beds in this room, kind of pressed up against the western wall.
The library?
There are two like kind of makeshift cots on the western wall, and there's a skeleton in each one of them, as well as another one just kind of like sitting, leaning up against the floor. On the eastern wall, there is a gigantic bookshelf filled with all kinds of obscure literature. Then, of course, beside one of the beds, there's a little table that has some withered flowers in a clay vase, and then the two doors that I already mentioned.
When
That's what
we-
you see in this room.
reading is for tall
When we had-
folks.
When we had opened the door to the dining room briefly, did we still see that old dude just sitting there?
Yep, he was just sitting there
Okay.
exactly the way he was when you last saw him.
Okay,
He's
cool, just wanted
he's
to check on that.
is he alive?
He was
Yeah,
alive.
yeah,
he was
alive.
breathing.
We felt his breathing. Yeah.
My notes say he was comatose.
Yeah,
I totally
Okay.
don't trust these skeletons, by the way.
Yeah. Start rifling through the bookshelf looking for some type of a secret door or passage or something.
Like in this world,
Yeah,
it's so
sure.
rare to find an intact corpse, let alone an intact skeleton.
right. So yeah, if you want to take a look at the books, you see that they're all this kind of esoteric literature. Many of them are written by hand with just like frenzied scrawls in a language that you do not recognize. For all you know, it may not even be an actual language. But if you want to take a closer look, let's see what happens.
Classic,
What you find.
classic necromancer ravings.
I do want to take a closer look.
I'm telling you, the skeleton's going to bite you.
Well, the skeletons are on the other side, on the other wall, I think.
They're probably triggered by the books.
So you start looking at these books, you like pick a random one, you flip through it, trying to read it. And as you're looking through this, you just get super lightheaded. Like
Oh,
you
shit.
kind of, your vision gets a little hazy and fucked up. And you feel like it's going to be a little more difficult for you to pass presence and agility tests for the next little while.
Oh,
Dang.
man.
Uh,
Hmm.
Greedo, you don't look like you're doing too good there. Don't worry, I got another concoction for you. This one is bound to do the trick. I do need to pour it into your eye, though.
Okay. That's great because some of the stuff I was reading was whoa.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. let me talk about it after I put it in your eye.
Okay.
I don't like how you said that.
I'm
So
trying.
it's somewhat of a translucent oil that I just like drip in your eye, and it'll heal any infection and give you +2 on presence test for the next D4 hours.
That's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
called Fernor's filter.
So you pour this stuff into your eye like Visine, and you still feel kind of lightheaded, but like your vision starts to clear up, and you're like, okay, like I'm good. Funnily enough, mechanically, this gave you a +2 on your DR for presence checks. So this kind of like
It
counteracts
cancels out.
that. Yeah, so this kind of counteracts that. So now like you're back to normal. Like you kind of still feel that way, but like this concoction has brought you back
That's-
to reality somewhat.
George, that's 2 I owe you. My gosh. What's up with your character? Holy cow, how resourceful. I've got some
I got
some perfume.
I got like potions and stuff. I don't know. I just mix random things. Sometimes it works. Sometimes people
That's
die.
impressive.
You
Wow,
know,
thank
you
you.
never know what's going to happen.
you.
Thank you for volunteering. I wasn't sure if that would work or not.
Yeah, anytime.
Just put on
yeah,
this
so
trench
my-
coat one day, and it's got all these potions in it.
So do you want your
my-
doctor to say?
My theory was I thought there might be a secret door or something going that way. I'm like looking at these hand scribbles. By now I'm just like writing on my hand probably.
Yeah.
Maybe go maybe we try south. Maybe go south again. Hey, guard, what's south? Let's do that door.
It's like that's
You know?
the cavern. He says from the other room.
Didn't he say
did you guys
that's
have him with you?
prisons? Isn't that where they're
Oh yeah, we
prisons?
bring him with us.
Yeah, if you go down there
Yep.
and swing that door open, you will see it. It opens up into the entrance. You see that familiar stone, unworked stone room with the river flowing down the middle of it, with the butterflies. Except now all the butterflies, because they were getting consumed, have kind of retreated to their holes pocked all over the walls, and the river now seems to be a flowing river of black tar. But other than that, this is the room that you entered this place.
Well, while I'm in the library, I'm going to grab a torch and eat the flowers. Okay, and I'm waiting for the rest of the party to decide what they're
You
going
eat
to do.
the flowers.
Excellent.
All right.
Even the
Yeah, you
butterflies
can
worked
very
last
easily
time.
grab one of
Thank
those torches.
Willy Wonka's room.
Yeah, so I need a
Not a
light torch so I
chocolate
can see
river
where I'm
there.
going, and I'm eating the flowers. Okay.
All right.
Why did you eat the flowers today?
I guess we
what
go back
happened-
to the painting the other way. I was wrong on this.
So maybe we're heading to this painting you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go
Yeah, so
there.
you eat this flower. It doesn't taste very good, but it does not heal nor harm you.
I just got to get food in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just substance.
Exactly.
What happens if I take one of these books? I don't read it, but I use my apparently silvered crucifix on it.
Oh, sure, yeah. Let's find out what happens if you do that. Okay, yeah, you do so, and you press your silver crucifix into this thing, and you kind of feel the book like sizzle, and like there's some smoke rises out of it. And if you look up, or rather, you open up the book and you look at it, you'll notice these scrawls kind of start to form somewhat more intelligibly. And this is actually a scroll. This is an unclean scroll. What scroll it is, I don't know yet. I need to find the table and we're going to roll to see what happens.
It's unclean.
this-
It just messes up the place.
Well, it was unclean until I used a crucifix on it. I was literally thinking when I rolled that, I'm like, what the hell am I going to use that on?
I guess we'll find out. So this is a scroll. Why don't you? Will you roll a? Yeah, you might as well roll it because you're the one who's getting it. A D10.
D10. 10, right? Yeah. 2.
Two.
I hope it's not a low or as bad.
So, this is a scroll called Grace for a Sinner. which is a creature of your choice gets plus 1d6 on one roll. So in order to actually use scrolls,
So Hail Mary scroll.
yeah, it's basically like it's your action on that turn. And it's a d6 to any roll, so that can be attack. It can also be on damage, or it could be on like your saving throw, agility, whatever. It's basically a bardic inspiration. Like you can throw this out and someone can stack it
Like
on
a super bardic
whenever they want
inspiration.
to.
Yeah, especially with damage.
Yeah, well, like with
six.
the way that also the numbers in this game work, like what d6
Yeah.
is huge, right? But yeah, so that is this isn't a one-time use thing. This is a maybe once a day thing. The way that scrolls work is every day when you get up, you roll your presence, and if you hit a d12, or sorry, you roll your presence plus 1d4, and that's how many times you can cast the scroll today. So in this case, because you just found it, you get one use for free. And then if you want to cast the scroll, you roll presence, and it's a dr12. And if you succeed, the power is activated, and you subtract one use from your daily total. If you fail, the power doesn't work, and you lose 1d2 hit points. So yeah, whether you want to hang on to that, or if you guys want to figure out who has the best presence, up to you. But it is a presence check to use magic.
Cool.
Presence is not my forte.
Not very present.
Nope. I never know what to get anybody either.
But yeah, so with that, you guys have found basically the loop back around to where you started. You've explored most of the top floor of this place. The one place being that you haven't explored on the top floor, that kind of dark area beyond the hatch, or beyond the pitfall trap where the hatch is.
Yeah, I think that's where we go.
Yeah, I mean, we've
Excellent. Let's
explored
go,
everywhere except for the place we need to go. So
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So you go there. Again, just in the interest of brevity, because I know like we're getting close to time here. I'm not going to make us all do the rigmarole of jumping over this trap again. We'll just say
we're not going to jump over the trap anyway. I'm going to just climb down one side and climb back up the other side.
well, don't you have a ladder? Didn't you say you had a ladder?
Oh yes, someone I think
somebody brought a ladder. I didn't have a ladder.
It's in the basement.
You probably just lay that over it, and we just walk across the ladder.
That may have been my first character, who's dead now. I don't remember, but if we
so you all
has it now.
Walk back through the dining room, see the old man sitting there at the table. Walk past him down this hallway, throw the ladder down, climb across, and you find yourselves in what appears to be a pump room, like a water pump. So
Sludge pump.
in this room, on the western side, yeah, there is a pump which now has some black sludge leaking out of the mouth of the pump into this kind of like basin beneath it. Of course, you have that subtle smell of sulfur coming up off of this, the violin music coming from somewhere, which you now know to be coming from the skeletons, and a random encounter, which doesn't necessarily mean combat, but it means something. Oops.
Right. So we have a water pump. I don't feel like we're getting very far. How's it going, Greedo? Is that map looking better?
No, I'm so lost. I shouldn't have mapped anything.
No, you should have mapped things. You should have mapped things. I remember the maps we used to make for 3.5, and they were always a disaster. And like,
yeah.
Right.
Well, so just like the two rooms that connected, I had the room here and over here.
So as you enter this room, it's almost like passing through a threshold. This room is muted. There's no sound. So scratch that about the violin music, because as you kind of walk into this room, you suddenly, maybe you're in the middle of a conversation, you cannot hear anything. Exactly.
Okay.
Josh gets it.
So we can't hear anything. Cool.
While
That's
you're
wonderful.
within this area. And also I will mention in the eastern corner of this room, there is indeed a hatch.
Ooh, I'm just going to go with the hatch.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I will look at the other ones, and I'll do the thumbs up before trying to trying to lift the hatch, but
Yeah.
it's got to lift the hatch. Right,
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the guard. We're still bringing the guard with us. I'm like,
He's
I'm
like,
pointing at that. Okay.
right. I'm lifting the hatch. Hatch is up.
all right. So as you go over towards the hatch, and you see there's like kind of parts of the wall missing, a few bricks here and there. You can see all the sludge in the area beyond, much further down where you were before. And you swing the hatch open. It opens with relative ease. And there is a ladder which leads down into darkness.
I fall down the ladder.
And then I've got a torch, so I will climb down the ladder with my torch.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna drop the torch.
No, because I don't know what I'm dropping it into. So I'm holding the torch
right.
so I can see.
I'll just latch my large, nasty deserter teeth onto the ladder and just go down the bottom.
Oh, I hate it when
Is
he
the
does
horse
that.
riding you down?
Yeah. Yes. Clearly. It's doing the same thing with its teeth.
This is how Uni the unicorn should have been traveling on ropes and.
Uni.
I hated that unicorn so much.
Just give the unicorn teleport and be done with it. Thanks.
Yeah. Its main enemy was rope.
Ropes and ladders.
Mm.
Do we
you
see... Yep.
you climb down this metal ladder into this room, kind of drop off your feet, land on a stone floor. You're in a worked room, which I guess we'll just kind of go around the room. To the south of this room is a chasm leading into that same sludge you saw before, and you see the skeletons in the middle doing their thing. You see some faint glowing, very similar to what you saw in the gemstones on the opposite side of this chasm. So you're kind of on the opposite side of this big pool of sludge that had the skeletons in the middle of it. On the north wall, you see these two gigantic, I guess hearths would really be the right word. They look like maybe they were used as smelters once upon a time, like very large, very hot running hearths. And also kind of on the northwestern wall in the corner. So it looks like a butcher's table, the big old cleaver jammed in the middle, but barrels of various things around. Hanging from the ceiling in here, more chains with hooks. Except a lot of these hooks have human bodies on the end of them. No one alive, but just various bodies of people. And standing in the very center of this room, which looks like they were just hooking something or unhooking something, you see a figure, a human as far as you can tell. The guy, just a mountain of a dude, standing like 7 feet tall, and in one hand has a big, long flail with a huge ball and chain attached at the end of it. And he's carrying one of these bodies quite easily, just like by the wrist. And as you kind of drop down to the floor, he lets go of that and just kind of turns his whole figure to face you. He doesn't say anything, but just kind of tilts his head to the side. You can see just through this haze of sulfur that's in this room, very similar to the room on the opposite side of the lake of sludge. He stares at you. And yeah, this guy, very large, pretty much naked from the waist up, has covered in tattoos, lots of ritual scarring, that sort of thing. And I guess the very last detail I'll mention is on the opposite end of this room, there is a wooden door that leads somewhere.
I say, hi, pizza delivery. I forgot the pizza. I'll come back later. And I start climbing back up the ladder if I can.
So, was anyone else on the ladder?
Oh, I absolutely was gonna follow right behind him.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
And you kind of look up. You see George right above you.
Yeah. Just seeing what's for dinner.
He just kind of like, you see, when you say that, you see like a big grin come with this guy's face. He's like, dinner guests, is it? And he kind of like, as you say this and he looks around, you see just like these chopped up corpses and stuff. And then, right, cannibals. Like it starts to click. He's like, well, I guess the real question is, have you come to partake or to be consumed? and he starts kind of taking a few steps towards you, dragging this
my-
flail along
My
the
new
ground.
friend hasn't ate forever. He
I pissed myself.
was eating flowers. He was,
Yeah, I pissed myself.
um,
And since
Wow.
I can't go up the ladder, I'm going to step back if I can to give myself.
Yeah,
a
sure.
bit of
You take a few steps back. There's a wall behind you now, but you
Okay.
definitely kind of put some of these guys between you and this imposing figure here.
I have to shoot him in the dick.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and make your presence roll. We'll see how that pans out, and then we'll roll initiative.
Yeah, and I'll drink my last
a-
life elixir just to heal up a little bit, as I see a fight is very likely to happen.
Sure.
At least I hope it's my life elixir.
For the presence, what am I rolling for the presence roll?
You want it to hit a 12, so it's going to be your presence stat plus a d20.
Well, that's not a 12. That's a 5.
A 5.
Do you have a +7 to your presence?
No.
Oh, okay. No, wishful thinking.
Oh, no. I was like, should I?
No.
But can I shoot him though?
Yeah, so you shoot him for sure. What was your roll? It was a 7?
Yeah, for a presence.
Okay, so yeah, that's your attack roll.
mm,
Because it's a presence on a ranged attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's strength on a melee attack, presence on a ranged attack, agility
Not a-
to defend.
No, oh, okay. I thought it was agility. Shit. Well, I've got a +1 on either one, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel like, the way that I kind of imagine it in this system is agility is like your physicality moving, and presence is like focusing on a target kind of thing. That's how I.
Man, I should have given
parse
him
that.
the
Makes sense.
+2 to presence.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know about you, but my crossbow use is very agility based.
You're just
Like one of those sign waving guys outside of a pizza joint.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
so
got
you
to
take a
juggle
shot
all
at-
those gems and stuff at the same time. I don't have pockets.
You took a shot at him, and it just like the bolt lodges into one of these corpses hanging from the ceiling, and he just like looks, and then looks back towards you, and is like consumed. It is, and we're gonna roll initiative. So
You
that
have
is
my
a
answer, sir.
That is a 1, which means that he is going to go first.
Oh no,
He's still quite far away from us, right?
no!
He's in like the center of this room, but he's definitely within striking distance. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna if he moves towards you.
I'm not much of a threat, obviously.
You're on the ladder, dude. I'm the one who's
I'm not,
closer.
I'm down on the ground. I went down with my teeth, remember?
Oh right.
At least I can dodge behind the horse.
Okay, so I guess the only person I'd say is definitely an invalid target at this moment is going to be Fred's character, whose name escapes me.
Slag.
So Slag. So I'm just gonna roll
Slag
a
the
d4
Stag.
because
Slag
you
2,
specifically
Return of
were like,
Slag.
I'm backing away to get these guys between us. So I'm just gonna roll a d4. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see what happens. That is a 4. So Alex, he's coming at you. So I need Bear, if you could make me a agility test to see if you can just straight up dodge the man.
Like Slag's upper class
Give me,
brother Slag. Slog.
11.
11 is unfortunately not going to do it.
If I lied and said it
Um,
was a 14.
Then that would be enough for sure. So yeah, this flail, it just drags up off the floor and is coming at you. That's going to be 6 damage coming your way
Holy-
from this flail.
But I have -4, -2, right? Because I have the padded cloth.
I believe
You
it's
have to roll.
yeah. It's minus a D2, so it's either 1 or 2. So it's like a coin
Do I
flip.
have a coin? I was just gonna do
Um,
evens odds on a D6.
Yeah, just do evens odds. That's fine.
odds 1, evens 2.
Sure, works for me.
2.
2, great. So you take 4 damage then.
I
so
can
he
actually handle that.
brings this flail in and fucking smashes you with it. Still up, but definitely not a pleasant hit for sure. So
For sure.
that's his turn. You guys can take it from there.
I'd like to shoot him again.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm actually counting the crossbow bolts. No, that's a miss.
Okay. Who else
Is
would
the guard joining in the fight, or is he?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about him.
Isn't he tied up?
Yeah, he is.
He can't
He's
get
got
down
teeth.
a ladder. He can't get down a ladder if he's tied up. So
He's got
weird.
teeth.
I mean, he can very quickly.
That's how the goblin did it.
Yeah,
That's
he
true.
climbed down the ladder while he was tied up, and he splattered on the ground. Well done. That's gonna work.
He's like, I'm coming, guys.
Yeah.
Here I come to settle.
So yeah, the
yeah.
guard is tied up still up at the top of the ladder, we'll say.
Probably. All right. I'll attack with the warhammer.
Yeah, do it.
Natural 1.
Oh no! So yeah, you go to swing and he like leans back and you miss, and then your grip is gone. And that warhammer just flies into the black sludge, like it just flies out of your hand, and you're like, and it just kind of slowly sinks.
I do that. I watch it fly around as he's in front of me, and I just turn back and look at him and go,
Excellent.
George, sad he doesn't have his metal file anymore, will look annoyed at his short sword. He's just like, screw it. Let's see what this thing can do. And he will rush forward and swing at him with the short sword, which is a 16 to hit
That's a hit.
and 4 damage.
Wow.
All right.
Max.
Here
That's
comes
good
the
damage.
confidence.
The sword's like,
Right.
I'll show you. I'm worth something.
Yeah. I guess we'll see what this piece of shit can do. Yeah, you stab him for sure.
Oh man,
All
I
right,
saw
that's it.
saw
That's all I got.
the prettiest sword
I'm
I've ever seen in
shocked
my.
as he is that it hit. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just going out of game for a second. I saw the prettiest sword I've ever seen. I reposted it on Twitter. If you guys follow me
Check
on
it out.
Twitter.
Alex, do you want to go next?
Sure. I will, as I try to back away from him, I will lightly caress the face as I back away.
Very good.
It's so crazy.
It's a tactic. It's his thing. He's trying a new thing.
I like
So
it. That's very
It's a
confusing.
distraction tactic. He's gonna think twice before swinging at me again, because that first time really hurt. But it was kind of an intimate moment between us two. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't just leave with nothing. It's
While he was
texting a
inside
breakup,
you,
know
and
what I'm saying?
yeah.
What?
So
It's like when they go, shh.
Okay. All right.
he backs up
Totally.
and just sling.
Caress, back up, and then sling him in the eye with a rock. Well done.
He's very complicated. This Agtal.
Agta.
I mean, who hasn't been caressed and then slapped by somebody?
sorry. I should probably roll, huh? My bad.
Yeah,
If you would like to, yeah. You don't have
13?
to, but 13's a hit.
I think that supersedes a roll personally. That was
Right? I should get bonus damage for that, because now he's double
Guaranteed
devastated.
crit.
He felt the moment, and now he just got betrayed. So I rolled a 4, but I feel like that should be an 8, if I'm honest.
I'll put it this way. We'll ignore his damage reduction. We'll ignore his armor because he was caught off guard. He was like, "Oh, maybe there's something." And you just fucking. He's like, "That'll teach me to love again." Stupid.
anything that causes a DM to go. That's
Yeah.
a crit.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to rush into him, swing this sword that I
For
picked up
physical,
off
for
the stairs.
emotional. Emotional
Excellent.
damage.
Yeah, so I'll run up, swing the sword at him, and then I'm going to see if I can climb onto the stairs after. I don't know how much movement I have and how much I can do, but that's what I'll be trying to do. Certainly be looking
yeah.
at the stairs. Okay, so that's a good sign. No, a 3. I got a 3. I miss.
That is a miss.
And yes, I look at the stairs longingly after that. And I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay. Has everybody gone? I think that's everybody, right?
I think so.
Okay. That
Did
brings
George
us
go?
back.
George went too?
Yeah, I hit with my short sword. I have 4 damage.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So yeah, Wally, he's gonna take a swing at you.
Yeah.
You just are standing right in front of him.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so you just sit there, you smile, and he's just like,
And now he's
Maybe he'll
frustrated
hit
from
you.
the caress last turn too. So now
Yeah,
he's gonna-
exactly.
Now he's going to attack extra hard.
go
Yeah.
ahead and make an agility check to see if you can dodge first and foremost.
Nat 20,
All
nat
right,
20,
agility
nat 20.
check. That is a +1 to that.
I love
That
this
is a 10, which I think is a miss.
A 10 is a
No, that's a hit.
miss.
Or it's a hit for
Yeah, it's
him.
a
It's
hit.
I guess it's
Yeah.
a hit for him. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a miss
yeah.
for you.
Active defense is so confusing after playing D&D for so long. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
yeah.
have
so
bad
refreshing.
feelings about those. Bad feelings.
Like it's me. You mean it's up to me?
Well, let's see how this goes. So yeah, what kind of armor do you have?
I only I get a -1. I rolled I have a flannel shirt. Just minus a D2, which I got a 1, so there's 1.
Okay, so you're gonna take.
Does
So
he
you
do
dealt
more
4
than 3 damage?
So you take
Yeah.
3 damage.
Broken.
That's all I need. I'm broken.
You're
Oh,
broken.
you're at 3 or at
Yes.
0.
He's at 0.
Yeah, I'm at 0. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that, well, we haven't had that happen yet. So that means that you are not dead, but you are broken. Your armor managed to stave off just enough of that damage to prevent your
Well,
fucking skull from caving.
He might
in.
be dead. He still has to roll a d4.
I'm not
Well,
dead
so-
yet.
If I've read this correctly.
Yes. So when you are broken, that
He
means
ruined my
that you
shirt,
need-
didn't he?
You need to roll a d4.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that and tell me what you get.
1.
You die. No, that's not it.
Ironically,
sorry.
you went lower with this one, it looks like.
Yeah, 4 is death. 4 is death. I had it backwards in my brain. Dyslexia is a hell of a drug. Yeah, no. You fall. That's actually the best result you could ask for. You fall unconscious for 1d4 rounds. So go ahead and roll another d4.
Okay.
And if you get another 1, then that's just awesome.
2.
2. Okay, so you're knocked out for 2 rounds.
Okay.
So basically he swings his flail and just like conk and like you fall to the ground.
I would like to think that I probably traveled a few feet. I mean, I kind
Yeah.
of see this guy as a brute. I don't think I kind of just toppled over. I feel like I
Sent
I
you
think-
flying into the wall.
I think it was a base hit at least.
Yeah. So you're unconscious for 2 rounds, after which you will awaken with 1d4 hit points. So we'll roll that bridge when we cross it. But
Wow. This is
You could have
getting
more
good.
health than you went down with, which is
That's
interesting.
that's true. So yeah, that's
All right.
but that was his turn. So now we're back to you guys. So
I
you're
will fake
unconscious.
dead.
Yeah, you just
I'll fake dead.
are unconscious
All right.
against the wall.
All right, I guess I'm still pretty much up in melee range. Probably the next one that he's going to hit. So I'll just see if I can stab him with my short sword again. It went really well last time.
I believe
It's a 12 to hit.
that's all you need.
With not as much damage, only 2 this time, but I still get 2 damage in.
Hell yeah.
Is this the short sword's growing on George pretty quickly, where he's like, hey man, maybe people should start using swords more
Yeah.
often for fighting.
You go to like slash at him and he like bats the sword out of the way, but you can see that you did still cut his arm in the process. So he takes a little bit of damage there. Yeah, these bladed weapons, there might be something to this, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, who's next?
I'm going to shoot the guy again.
Makes sense.
Hopefully. That is an 18 this time.
18 is good. That's a hit.
Nice. And 4 points of piercing damage
That's a good
the-
hit.
to the general body area. It's a bit far away.
Yeah, not quite a dick shot, but right into the chest. Yeah, he takes some damage.
All right. I'm going
All
to swing my sword that I picked up off the stairs, and then I'm going to try to climb up that ladder if I can. So I didn't roll that one. That's good. So that is a 13 to hit, and
That's a hit.
2 plus 1, 3 damage from it.
Okay.
And I start climbing the ladder if I can.
Right on. Yeah, so you hit him and you can absolutely start climbing up that ladder. Excellent. Okay. And then Bear, you didn't go yet, right?
No, I was letting everyone else go. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
so
play
I-
the part of the jilted lover, and just one more rock to the face. No, I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
rock to the heart. So I'm actually aiming for his nipple, but it's like the heart general area.
Shot through the
Shot through
heart.
the heart.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
exactly.
You're to blame.
So I think a
Oh.
kidney shot is more effective, or to the liver.
Yeah, that didn't. It's a 2.
All right.
Wow.
It's a
So
thought
that's
that
not gonna
counts.
hit. Yeah, you hit him in the
I'll
heart,
go
but it
slash
just
his tires
bounces
after
off.
this.
Yeah, it just
Mhm,
bounces
mhm.
off because his heart has been hardened by your.
That's the only
exchange.
reason.
Don't
Yeah.
go breaking his heart.
Is achy
Fun.
breaky
All right.
heart.
Fun fact: the furthest away I've ever been knocked out by an opponent was about 15 meters from a lucky throw of a rock-scented pumice stone that got thrown at me on the side of a bridge. I went off the bridge and landed near the river
Oh my
edge.
god.
Yeah, I've still got the
Wow.
scar. It was very impressive.
I believe you. Yeah. All right. So I guess that brings us back to
Wow.
him. This is round 3. Yeah. So he is going to. Okay. He's not going to swing his flail this time. You see this. Great. You see with his offhand that he does not have the flail in, he does like a couple hand signs, and you see this like violet light start to manifest in his hand. And he just kind of bellows out some kind of incomprehensible incantation. And is going to fire. Let's say 1 is odds, 2 is evens.
Does he tell us
That
what his
is a
jutsu is as he does this? Or
Yeah, yeah, he fuck, I can't. It's been so long. I was gonna fucking just name drop one of them, but I haven't watched Naruto in like a decade. But he does a jutsu, and it's sick.
it's just so cool.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's so dope.
You guys would have had to have been there, but it's really
yeah.
cool.
There is actually a name for it. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, he cast the 9 violet signs on Knock the Storm. Is the incantation that he's casting.
That
And
absolutely
he
sounds
rolled,
like a jutsu.
It does, and he rolled an even, so that means he's gonna fire off 2 lightning bolts. One of those is going at George. The other one is going at his jilted lover.
It was a moment.
And
It was a strong moment.
so I need an agility test from both of y'all.
That's an 8 for a fail, and I rolled another 1 on my d6. So
Oh god. Okay, that's so we'll deal with that.
George might.
This was
might
not
be
the
meeting his
time.
end.
This was not the time to fail.
So he rolled a 1 on his damage dice against you. So he throws this lightning bolt, and like you do not get out of the way, but he just happens to hit like the exact wrong part of your armor, and it just absorbs it. You feel tingly for a second, but you don't take any damage.
Wow.
That's right. You ready?
Okay,
to
I rolled a
party?
10.
Okay, so he's gonna hit you as well. What's your armor situation?
I have the padded class.
Okay, so it's
minus
a
1 to
coin
2.
flip.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and determine what your absorption is here.
Come on. So 1. 1 for 1.
So in stark contrast to that other lightning bolt, it seems like he put all his power into this one because he rolled a 6 on a d6. So you're gonna take 5 lightning damage.
I think that puts me at 0.
Okay, so you're not dead, but broken as well, man. Twice in one
I
place.
had 9 health on this character. So
That's crazy. That's awesome. So yeah, if that puts you at 0, that first lightning bolt was nothing, but he stored up all that energy for you because he's like, I'll show you, fucking right in the chest, throws you back. Maybe not dead. Go ahead and roll a d4. You do not want a 4.
see if these bad rolls will keep up on the D4. So 1.
A 1. Okay, great. So you are also same as Wally, knocked unconscious for 1d2 rounds, I believe, or 1d4 rounds. So go ahead and roll another d4 and see how long you're
Now it's
out
going to
cold
roll
for.
high.
Right.
2.
2. Okay. Literally exactly the same thing that just happened to your companion there. So you get hit in the chest with this lightning bolt and like not dead, but your brain's rattling around a little bit. You're lying in a heap on the floor.
I'm just trying to be cool like Wally. So Fred
Yeah.
makes me feel.
This would be an excellent time to
Um,
play dead.
So that brings us back to you guys. So Wally, this was your last round being unconscious. Next round, you will awaken with 1d4 hit points.
How injured does this big dude look?
He is looking.
I mean, he's got an arrow in his chest. Can't be that good.
He's been stabbed twice with a mighty weapon.
Also, his heart was stabbed.
There we go. Yeah, he's looking. We'll say he's bloodied for sure. He's definitely bloodied.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'll shoot him
Hell
All
yeah.
right.
using the cover of the lightning flash in front of me.
Do we get a flanking bonus if I move around to the back?
Unfortunately, no.
14?
14's a hit.
Baby. Come on, cheese dice. That is a 5 to hit. 5 damage.
5. That's very good.
Nice.
Uh,
Hoping this dude's taken care of by the time I wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, George is not hitting this time.
I'll kill him and
George,
nobody will have seen it.
So
No hit from
you
George?
shoot him, and like that bolt sticks in him, and he kind of like he doesn't die, but he drops to a knee for a second before like pushing himself back up through sheer force of will. And as he kind of steps up, he takes a big step forward. All these like bodies hanging from these chains start like rattling a little bit, like almost as if there's some facsimile of life coming back into them.
Oh no.
But
So
that's it for that. That's not his turn. That's just a thing that happens as he's been put into the corner, health wise, so to speak.
Blurdo wants to say take it, bitch, but all he manages is.
Yeah, and George wasn't expecting, Blurdo to hit and then him to like drop to a knee, so he just swings a little high and it goes right over his head.
Yeah,
no.
take some of his. I would say he
that's on
takes some
me.
of his hair off, but he's bald.
That's on me. I should have gone for a
I
kneecap.
imagine, a very large bald person.
Why is
Yeah.
he getting?
I mean, this is the artwork for him right here. It's a bit of a silhouette, but that's
Oh,
what
my.
they give us.
Okay, all right. I would like to jump off the ladder with my
Yep.
sword and try to stab it into his head, screaming,
Yes.
I just want to go home.
Let me leave.
So that's what I'm doing, if that's all right.
Excellent.
Would that constitute getting advantage in a game like this?
Not really.
I thought I'd ask.
No, for sure.
That's
From this guy's perspective.
after watching Alex's brilliant kissing ass of the game master, I just had to try.
You gotta try.
Yeah.
This guy just sees a bunch
It's
of people
called-
coming
it's
down the
called
ladder
smart
like,
logic,
I want to
Fred.
get out of here.
Unfortunately, I got an
Sound logic.
8. That ain't
An
gonna
8
do it.
is not gonna do it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, should have just gone for the dick. It's a good, solid policy. It
It
works.
is a good strategy.
That's what he said. He
Done
was trying to
fast.
get a headshot.
We are really naughty today. Here. By the way, we should have said mature audiences only for this live
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Did the thing.
I've
Parental
really not-
advisory.
I mean,
Suitable
to quote the book, it says really not suitable for those under 16 years of age. So,
Oh my.
Is it right there, pal? Right in the small print.
yeah.
Parental advisory.
Nice.
Okay.
Immature audiences only. That's right. Double crit fail.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are unconscious, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys all just went. So that's all right. So that's rolls us back around to his turn. Okay, great, George. He's swinging at you again.
Sounds good.
I
Bring
need
it
an
on.
agility test first
Dad.
and foremost.
I need a refill. Just a moment.
That
Jeez,
is a 2 on the dice, so a 3 total, and yet a third 1 on my d6.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
George is trying to get got.
George is just
Uh,
standing there
so-
in the face
so-
of.
A 6 and I'm broken. Anything higher, I'm dead.
Okay, well, he rolled exactly a 6 on the dice, so you reduce it by 1, though, right? So you take 5.
So I have 5
damage.
health. So I have 5. So a 6, I'm broken. So that drops me to
So
exact
you have
0.
5 health. Oh man, that's so
Yep.
crazy. This happened 3 times.
That's
turn.
why I was doing the math for you.
No, I appreciate that.
A
So yeah,
3.
a
3 on my
3.
d4.
Okay, so 3 means you're hemorrhaging. Death in D2 hours unless treated. All tests are DR16 the first hour, DR18 the last hour. So let's just roll a D2. Okay, great. So that means you have 2 hours left before you just will die. However, the interesting thing about this is you're at 0 hit points, but you didn't get knocked unconscious. So you're still up. Your life is just a little bit harder. You're still up and about. You can do whatever you want. Your tests are just now DR16 instead of DR12 because you are bleeding profusely. But
sounds good. And, he looks at me the wrong way, and I'm dead. Cool.
So, 16. So if you're wearing heavy armor, that would mean you're it's now 20.
To avoid damage entirely.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, it would be an 18 though for
18,
attacks,
right? Because it's +2, right?
And then if it was an agility check to catch a butterfly, then
it would be 820.
Yeah,
Insane. All right, but that's his turn. He just slams you with this fucking mace or flail again.
Wow.
Bleeding
I'm
out.
gonna play dead.
still
I'm gonna
standing.
fall to the ground, and then I'm gonna try to stab him in the head. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Oh my.
All right,
Unfortunately, that is a 12, and I now need a 16. So,
Yep.
too weak.
Yeah. Wally, go ahead and roll a D4 for me. You're back up with that many hit points.
Oh, yeah.
Does that
2.
hit? Ooh.
2. You have 2 hit points. You're conscious.
Nice.
Your eyes open. You blacked out for a second, but you're back with us.
I can imagine getting up and it's like that ear ringing sound where everything's like all muffled
Totally.
and stuff, and just like getting up and it's like this is like the end scene of Young Guns where everybody's just like dying back and forth. And
You
all right,
wake
here we
up
go.
just in time to watch George get fucking
Yeah,
mauled by this spiked weapon.
I do have a short sword, so I'm going to use it, and I'm going after this guy.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a 4. So that would be a
Or
miss.
is a miss. Yeah. You swing, but kind of getting up, you stumble a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think I'm one of the few people still kind of standing, so I'm gonna swing away and just say, "Just die!" And what did I roll on this? I can't even tell. Oh God, it's a 6. All right, no, just forget about that. That didn't do anything.
Okay.
I'm done. I miss.
Oh, if only Blurdo was here.
Is he the only one who's actually conscious now and actually
Yeah.
able to do anything?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
two of you guys are. I guess Wally just came back up.
Yeah, I'm up
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have another turn.
Yeah, next round.
Yeah.
I think
So that was
you're
your
up.
first round being stunned, and then
Yeah.
Okay, and then AJ, when he gets back, can maybe do something.
Yeah. How are we looking on time, everybody? I mean, I'm good. But
There you go.
I shoot him in the dick.
Hell yeah.
Right.
it's consistent.
19! Ah!
Okay, let's go. That's a hit.
Hell yeah.
2 points of damage.
2 points of damage.
Oh,
Okay. You shoot
That's all you need
him
down there. Just
dick
two.
adjacent. Yeah, exactly. 2 dick
who's got that
damage.
scroll? That scroll would have been. Oh,
I thought about that. I was like, I was gonna use it my last turn when I missed horribly. I'm like, I was gonna use my scroll this turn. I totally forgot when I. That's my bad.
I'm glad I haven't
Yeah.
used my bite attack.
Again, takes
What's
that
that?
knee for a second, and this time, having actually managed to hit him when he's in this state, some of these corpses just like the flesh just kind of sloths off of them and fires towards you in like almost like a pointed spear made of flesh and blood, and it almost as if in response to this man taking damage. So I need you to make me an agility check to try to avoid the viscera spear.
flesh spears.
TPK.
A 10?
A 10,
That's
I don't
pretty
think
good.
is going to avoid it. And actually, wait, no, it only might be. Hold on,
10's pretty good.
it's different for the spears. It's yeah, that's actually that's enough. That's enough. You managed to avoid out of the way. For this special thing, because it's like an incidental attack, you only need an 8 to dodge out of the way. So that was enough. This kind of flies at you, you sidestep out of the way, dodging literal bullets and giant worms this game. But yeah, you live to see another round. Okay. Was that everyone?
It's a really
this
good
round?
thing you got to watch that mugger and really take some notes from him on
Right.
dodging techniques.
Yeah, absolutely.
Call back. I
Okay,
think that's us.
Yep.
great.
Yep.
So now we're back to him, which is round 5. Okay.
That was the fastest I've
Um,
ever poured 5 shots in and squeezed a lemon in my life.
Given what just happened, he notices you're just still going for the dick. He is going to try and attack Blurto for the first time in this combat. So go ahead and make me an agility check.
I shall be known as Blurto the Dick. Another agility
Bane of-
check.
Bane of dicks. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is just to see if you avoid entirely, and then
Bag of what?
Okay, this dice is broken. That's another 19.
hell yeah, keep using that
dice
one.
is not broken. You want to save that dice, treasure it, keep
I
it in a
am
safe
kind of
place.
synonymous with cheese, so maybe it's a spiritual thing.
Can you
There you
eat
go.
it?
He swings that flail right over your head, and you
It is a-
take no damage.
See
Yeah.
the little holes? It's an actual cheese dice.
Can you eat it?
No,
No, I haven't even licked it.
you could.
Okay.
It doesn't taste
All
like
right.
cheese. It tastes
All
like American cheddar.
So that's back to you guys.
All right. Well,
All
I'm
right.
just going to attack. I don't know what everybody else is doing. I'm just going to attack, screaming like a
Do
little
it.
girl.
Do it.
Okay. And
We get Bear Bar back this time. don't we?
no, it's a 2. I rolled a 2. It's a
2
2.
is a miss.
Scream like an
And-
empowered young woman, thank you.
Bear, if you want to roll a d4, you're back with that many hit points as well.
One.
Excellent.
One's good. One's more than 0.
One is alive. One's alive.
I'm coming in
It is.
after. I'm going to do the short sword attack. Ooh, 18.
18's a hit.
That'll be a D4. Which is 4 points of damage with the sword.
4 points of damage. All right. So once
Surely.
again, you've got a Viscera Spear coming your way in response. So go ahead and make
Awesome.
me an agility check.
Come on. Ooh, 18 plus 1, 19.
Excellent. So that spear flies by again. You manage to easily dodge out of the way. And he kind of takes another step, almost as if he's getting ready to retaliate with the flail, and then just falls to the ground, dead with a massive thud on the stone floor.
Nice.
So good.
Behemoth of a man finally collapsing after taking so much punishment.
Big John.
He was Master and Blaster in one.
Indeed.
I-
Do
And the room
Uh,
is
do any
quiet.
of y'all know how to treat this? George says as he like points to his midsection that's just kind of like hemorrhaging and bleeding out.
Yeah,
So
I take a piece
I
of my
opened-
flannel shirt packet.
Put pressure on it, yeah.
I opened my my heretical Bible. My heretical what is it? My heretical Necrubal Bible.
Yep.
And I just go Himo Goi Goi Five Sao, Himo Goi Goi Five Sao. And we now get it oh shoot, I gotta roll first. Hold on. It might be good. If it's evens, we can heal a D4 after just 5-minute rest. If it's not, I am plagued with terrible demonic hallucinations. So seems good.
Oh no, I already used my zoomies, so I can't give you other hallucinations. So
2. So we're good, guys. 5-minute wait.
Hell
You can
yeah.
deal. You can heal a D4.
Nice.
So you rest in
That's
here
all
for
day.
5
So every
minutes.
time we do 5-minute waits, that's for the whole day. For the rest,
It-
yeah,
it
for
was-
the rest of the day, PCs heal D4 HP after just 5 minutes of rest. Odd results, the priest, blah blah blah. So
It's good because
all-
I've been
that was
on
a
one hit
one.
point the entire fucking game.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm on 1 hit point now because
Hell,
I'm
that's
saying
right.
yeah,
rest
dude,
5 minutes, guys.
you're not hemorrhaging anymore, so you that's good.
I mean, if you haven't
That's-
been reduced to 1 hit point in the first round of like play, are you even playing Mork Borg?
Well, I mean, excuse me, but I already started on 1 hit point.
Right,
Started
yeah,
on 1
right,
hit
there
point.
you go.
Didn't get reduced. So yeah, the healings were nice, but it's not going to help me. Glad that the rest of you are feeling better. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Just
So,
in
yeah.
case there's another fight, Blurdo, you seem to be one of the more accurate ones. Just to assist you anymore, would you? I think I've got one more little potion. If you want me to pour that in your eyes, it'll help you see better.
I'm good.
All
No.
right then.
Hey, folks.
It helped
I
Greedo.
only say this
It
because
should
I
be
have
the
so
same
much
thing.
money. It's, I just automatically don't trust anybody. Hope you understand. It's a wastelander. It's a wastelander thing.
Are we waiting 5 minutes so we can heal a little bit?
Yeah.
I assumed
Yeah.
we waited 5 minutes.
Rolling up some
Also, in those 5
cockroach
minutes, can I
legs.
rifle through the guy's pockets?
Yeah. This guy on him has 10 silver pieces in one of his pockets rather, and the most valuable thing on this guy probably is his weapon, because that flail hits for a D8.
As much as I want to take this flail, I remember somebody here lost their one weapon.
I had
Their
2
only weapon?
weapons.
Oh, did you have 2?
I had a short sword and the warhammer. I'll take the flail though.
Yeah,
If
I
you don't
also
want
had
it, if
2
you wanna
weapons.
use
If
it,
you count
I
up
was
metal
saying
file.
I'm gonna use it, but if somebody could use more of it,
Use it.
that's
You
okay.
can use it. You use
bet.
it.
I have no problem
The
passing
flail is one of the best weapons in the game. It does the only thing that does more damage than a flail is the Zweihander, which is a D10. The flail does a D8, and then you can also get the like big ass crossbow that does also a D8.
You take it. Art Vault.
But yeah,
What does it do? What's the damage on it?
it's a D8 damage.
Yeah, okay.
Zweihanders. The
I say,
katana of
and-
not
and-
katanas.
Did this take us 5 minutes? About
Yes,
5 minutes
exactly.
here? Is that what it took?
Yeah, it took
Right,
about
man.
5 minutes, I'd say.
Cool.
Rifle through.
Don't forget to roll your D4, everybody. That's for everybody. That's
got
not just
4.
me too. So
All right, we're
Your
nearing
D4
the
health.
end here.
Thank you.
I'm assuming the only other way out of this room that you haven't already explored is the wooden door on the eastern wall.
Yeah,
let's
open
just
it.
Go there.
So you swing that open, and this is a pretty small and extremely cluttered room. Just tons of debris, like stacked up in a huge pile, sort of disorganized. Stale air in here. It's kind of hard to breathe, a little stuffy.
This is
But,
like my
there is
natural
a
element.
torch.
I'll just dive in like Scrooge McDuck and
Totally.
start
You find
rampaging.
lots of trash and lots of bones, just in enormous quantity here.
Hmm.
Something else I should mention that you have found on Fletcher's body is a very odd shaped key as well.
Yeah, we're supposed to be rescuing somebody, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
that was the point of us being here, correct?
It sure was.
So now,
But yeah,
we don't
in
have
this
we don't have
debris
to go into
room-
that. We don't have to go into the sludgy chasm, do we?
Well, in this debris room, that's up to you. But there is one other door as well on the southern wall, just like
Oh.
another wooden door as well. Like
Open it.
Skirts around.
I tried.
So-
I'll,
use the key.
I'll
There's no
smell it
point.
first. Smell underneath the thing first.
Smells sulfuric and musty.
Yep, there's
yeah,
dead people
you-
there.
You swing that door open, and on the opposite end of this room, you see what, like, just I'm not gonna like fuck around. Like, you see the other side of that flat steel door that you encountered much earlier.
oh yeah.
So you see the other side of that door on this end of the room. Wally, your character especially, would be like, "Oh, that's the same. It looks
That's
it
that
looks
fucking
identical
door."
to that door." And like, yeah, just orienting yourself. You're smart enough to know that. On the west hand side of this wall, again, big cavernous opening that opens up into that big black sludge pit. On that side of the room, not quite in the sludge, but on that side of the room, there is a massive obsidian statue of some kind of figure with a crown on their head, dressed in robes, like cradling a demon's skull. The statue itself has one eye socket. One of its eyes is just like that side of the face is blank, it looks like. And the other side of it has an eye socket that is very clearly like carved into it. And the socket itself is caked in blood. Some looks fresh, some very old. And what else is in here? The floor in this place is unlike the rest of everything because it is actually cobbled. for whatever that's worth. Yeah.
Would this be the Heir? Would we
The
know?
Heir.
Yeah, would this look like the Heir that we're
No,
after?
this guy actually, we don't have history checks in this game, but for those of you who are historically inclined, would recognize this as King Leonard II, also known as the One-Eyed King. A figure, a previous monarch of the Throne of Shadows, going back like 100 years.
So arguably a much greater treasure than the one that we're carrying out of here, but like that's too big.
Yeah.
Carry.
Also, why is all that blood around the eye socket?
Let's not find out that. I don't think that's a good thing.
So if you
for us,
said,
but-
there's no history checks, but those of us that would be familiar or, inclined, does that mean this dude is, maybe ancient, old, from a long time ago?
I mean, yeah, you could say that this is a picture of someone who has not been alive or a depiction rather of someone who's not been
It's
alive for a very long
picture.
time.
I for some reason thought
No.
there
It
was
is
something weird
a
going on.
statue. Yeah,
Oh, it
it
is?
is a
Okay.
statue. A depiction.
Maybe the
what I
eye,
would
if
say.
you put your blood in the eye, it will grant you magical power. Because, I mean, the guy that we just fought had magical power, and he was
Yeah.
obviously, like,
True.
just for shits and giggles, I'm going back to Fletcher and I'm going to take one of his eyes out, and we're going to
Sure.
I'm going to come back and put it in the obsidian statue.
You're gonna put it in the statue. Yeah, so you go over there, pop
Yeah.
one of his eyes out.
Yeah.
You
Sorry,
bring it
and
back.
the whole time I'm doing it, I'm just like,
I don't think that's very scientific. He already has power. What are you going
So
to...
two things happen when you do this. You put the
I
eye
wanted to
in,
know.
and
Both
it
of
just
them are
kind of
bad.
like wetly sits in the statue. You're like, huh, I don't know about that. And then you hear like
Moist.
this loud cracking sound, and like kind of the foundation of this place shudders a little bit. Two things happen. On the eastern side of this room, there's
That
like
was
this
already
big
two things.
wall facade.
Uh-huh.
It just kind of splits open, like a door opens up on the side opposite the statue. In there, you can see torchlight coming in from this room that's just opened there. The other thing that happens is the floor in this room, the cobblestones start to like shake loose, and it tilts upwards in the direction of the rot black sludge. So everybody needs to make me an agility test, if you would be so kind.
It was just calling to
boy.
us.
No, it's the thing that I'm not very good at. Okay.
Avoid sliding in.
So my DR 16.
18.
14?
18 is a pass. 14 is also a pass.
That is an 8 from me, and I am in heavy armor.
An 8 is a failure.
8 for me, and I am wearing a flannel shirt.
That is also a failure.
So I'm wearing heavy armor. I rolled a 7, so it's a 3.
That is also a failure. So basically, everyone who rolled less than 14.
Yeah.
Anyone who rolled more than 14, you managed to like grab onto something, stabilize yourself. Everyone else fucking slides into the rot black sludge. This oily,
Please tell me we're all just
black
dead now.
sulfuric. Well, you don't just die. You don't just die. You can you can manage to, within a full round, kind of pull yourself out. Fortunately, for whatever reason, that worm you encountered earlier does not seem to be around. I feel like that's probably the first thing most people think of, but it does not come for you. You managed to pull yourself out. However, this sludge is scorching hot. So I need a toughness check from everybody who fell into the sludge.
Did you say
George got a 14 on the toughness.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
Wow. Greedo's tough.
I rolled a 14 minus 3 is 11.
Okay. You all
Oh,
pass.
-3.
You all pass. Toughness. This sludge is hot. It scalds. It burns, but no one actually takes anything beyond like superficial damage to your skin. No one takes any hit points worth of damage. You can crawl back out.
Is my shirt okay? My shirt's fine.
It's definitely messy
Oh,
and
all
probably like a little stained and corroded. But
It's now Seattle flannel, not just normal flannel.
exactly.
All right, let's get out of here, you guys. Those prison cells that were up there, we need to probably head back up that way. You got that key.
Well, there's also the giant door that just opened in the wall in the opposite end of this room.
Well,
as
that's-
Yeah, I think that big door is probably where we should be headed to.
That's where the demon lord probably lives. But okay, yeah, let's go that way.
It's where the demon lord is. So, I was trying to avoid the whole demon lord thing. But, I'm the idiot here.
Oh, we're in it
Forgot
now.
that.
I mean, we're this far in. Why turn
All
back?
right. Let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
go through the opening.
So, is there any sort of check required to climb out of the sludge, or we just fall in and we're
You
able to
can
out?
climb out. Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't have to make any further checks unless you're trying to like swim somewhere. But you can just climb out.
Not
You
trying to
only spent
swim.
one round in there.
Place has heated
Yep.
pools. I love it.
Great. So yeah, through this door that opened up this secret passage, it's just kind of this 12 by 12, maybe 15 by 15 square room, relatively small. There's a cot on one end, a small table in the middle. There seems to be a crossbow hanging on the wall with 4 bolts leaned up. Mounted beside it is a bullwhip that is kind of giving off some faint purplish aura to it.
We've seen all the chains, but now we got the
and-
whips to go along with it.
Exactly.
Getting excited.
Also, on the floor, there's several like large bowls, half of which are filled with water. And sitting at the table is this pudgy human individual who seems to just
Finally.
be gnawing on some of these human bones that are kind of on this plate in front of him. And you
Well.
see he's dressed in sort of like regalia indicative of the King of Shadows
Yeah.
house. However,
I'm pretty sure this
obviously,
is who we came for.
he's
Yeah.
been in here for a while. As you enter this room, he kind of like stops what he's doing, looks up, says, "Who the hell are you?" He doesn't move to attack or anything.
Take off the stormtrooper helmet of mysteriously.
I was just saying,
nowhere.
Yeah.
We're here to rescue you.
He's like,
Who are you?
says, "Rescue me? What from? I don't
Poor
seem to
life
be in need of
choices.
rescuing."
Poor
Yeah.
life choices.
Are you the heir? I'll ask him if he's there.
It's like, yes, you could address me as Prince Alden if you must address
Cool.
me, but
You said
Yeah,
Prince Albert?
We'll address you as
Albert.
payday. Now get the bag.
Yeah, we have to bring you back. There's some didn't we get Gaius or Gias or whatever that is? We have to Geist that we have to bring him back, otherwise our heads explode or something.
It's a Welsh word.
Pretty
The
much.
vowels don't matter.
Yeah, basically, you were set up this quest and it's like, yeah, if you don't return within a month, you will just basically get rotted from the inside out by necrotic energy.
Yeah, I let him know that.
It's not a matter of choice whether we rescue, sir. It's a matter of speed.
He just kind of
Grab
nods. He's like,
And how many times you get kicked?
And I'm
it's
So
like, you're
everyone-
gonna have to drag me out of here if you want to take me.
Subdue him.
I'm grabbing the whip.
Yeah, once you actually grab him, he puts up very little resistance. Like he is arrogant, but
Yeah.
he is a soft, unhardened royal, and you can very easily drag him out of here. That
This
Yeah.
is for swag, and this is for the guy's dick.
that whip, that bull whip, does a D4 damage, but it also does an additional D4 necromantic damage.
hell
So it does
yes.
2d4 damage.
Oh, it
Yes.
stings and it burns.
Yeah.
It's
And then there is a
necromantic, but,
crossbow in here.
capitalization of all romantic.
Emotional damage.
Specifically, and this is something I like about Mork Borg, is it does a D4 plus necroplasmic shock, which is another D4 damage. It doesn't say what that means, but it basically leaves it up to the DM to decide what that
That would be
means.
looking at your arm wither into a like a skeletal thing in front of you, just like
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So
Awesome.
that is what that bullwhip does.
Sweetness.
And then of course the crossbow, and this is a big juicy crossbow, so it does a D8 damage. It's a heavy crossbow.
I'm gonna hit need on that.
Yeah.
Any metal files that we see in here by any
Ah.
chance?
Yeah, you find actually a silver file.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
We've got Monty
But,
Hall.
yeah, at this point, again, for the sake of brevity, you've gone everywhere except for the prison cells, so you can grab this guy and drag him out of here with what you have. You have killed everything outside of what is in the prison cells, or well, that's a threat anyway. Outside of the prison cell. So
We're gonna
yeah,
drag him away.
unless you're specifically like want to go into some of these places you haven't been, if you're happy to take this guy out of here and leave,
Yeah.
then yeah, you grab this royal by the scruff of his neck, drag him outside of the dungeon, outside of the den, and yeah,
Throw him on the talking horse.
upon exiting, hopping over the tar in the river, upon exiting, yeah, you throw on the horse. You see that seer there on horseback with like a retinue of guards, just kind of like anticipating the return of this royal. Not willing to go in there themselves, of course, but they see that you came out, less one of the people who went in with you, but plus another one. So like they're like, I count 5 heads.
Wait,
that works.
Technically 2.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. One of
And
them.
one of them was the one that wanted the seer's mask, so it probably worked out best that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you thought we were going to come back? Whew.
Yeah. She
That's a
kind of
lot more
looks and is just
confidence than we had.
This one needs some re-education. Like severe re-education.
not anticipating it, but I'm happy to see that our wager paid off. In any case, and she kind of like waves her hands, and you feel this intense burning on your forehead where that sigil was placed, and then it kind of dissipates, releasing you from this gauche. And she tosses over a big sack of silver coins as well.
Nice.
It says, "Be on your way, heretics, lest you not end up in the dungeons for a second time, for I doubt that the prince here will be in need of rescue again. Isn't that right?" And he's like kind of saying some shit, and then she just casts a spell that binds his hands together and pulls him along, hovering off the ground as they make their way back to the capital. And that is going to be where we conclude for today. So you survived for the most part. Rock Black Sludge came out with a few treasures, and that was that. I hope you had fun.
All the water got turned to sludge.
Yeah, and we are one step closer to the end of days. All the water got turned into sludge, but
I love that aspect. That's cool.
We'll deal with that
another
next
day.
Time.
Well done, man. Thanks for running that for us. I appreciate it. That was awesome.
My pleasure.
Nice job, everybody. That's cool.
I much enjoyed shooting everybody in the dick. That was great.
Do we level up?
Big shots all around.
Yeah, we'll
get a
say yeah. In Mork Borg, they call it getting better. So yeah, you
Did I get better? Did I get good?
Specifically, it's you get better or maybe worse in very small print.
So basically drank 2 shots for all of you anyway, so we're all good.
Thanks, man.
Did you even notice that 2 people came back that weren't even there in the original set of people? This is 2 new people that showed up like, oh yeah, cool. I don't have a sigil on my head, but I'll take the money.
Yeah, I mean they don't really care. They the royal is back, but the way that you get better is you roll 6d10, and if the result is equal to or greater than your max HP, you increase it by 1d6. So for right now, because you guys are all like level 1, there's a near 0 chance that you would not improve your hit points.
That's very Free League system. Free League's got a lot of stuff like that. Like you roll,
And
it's funny you should say that. This is
it feels like the new vibe
by Free League.
This is Free League,
right. Okay, there you go.
So with Mork Borg, you get 4 things. You roll 6d10, and if you roll more than your max HP, you get a d6. You also find something it's like, oh, you're leveling up presumably because you did something, like you finished some kind of adventure or something. So left in the debris, you find either nothing, a random unclean scroll, a random sacred scroll, or just money. So you might get a scroll of some kind, or money, or maybe nothing. And then you also roll a d6 against every one of your abilities. If you roll equal to or greater than the ability, it goes up by 1, up to a maximum of +6. If you roll below the ability, it goes down by 1. And then lastly, abilities from -1 to +1 are always increased by 1. So if you have a -3 up to a +1, you always get a +1 on that ability score. But that's how you level up in Mork Borg. It's very simple, and you don't always get an improvement, but usually it ends up being a net gain. But we won't worry about that because this was a one shot. So, anyways,
Hey, Tabletop Bob, how's it going?
That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout outs to everyone in the chat. Double crit failed. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. Tabletop Bob, good to see you. Agile Monk, Sir Real Nil Mill, everyone, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Made it. I can breathe.
That was great.
You made it.
Awesome.
Only 2 deaths.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Only 2 deaths.
That was pretty good. Honestly, all things considered, you guys rolled pretty well. We had some very pivotal rolls here for sure.
I was rolling some crazy rolls. I didn't roll anything under like a 10 that entire time, I think.
I think you carried us on that. And
by
Josh had some good ones too.
By Mork Borg standards, this was like a smashing success.
Yeah.
So well done to the team.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys also made generally smart decisions, but
I mean, to say that I was prepared for death is an understatement. I've got a stack of character sheets here. Like, what?
Hand one over to the rest of us there in case we need them.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised the deaths were as few as they were, especially in that last fight. 3 of us getting knocked to exactly 0 HP.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
That only happened.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, and that only happened because I had the new character. My old character was 8 total HP. The new character was 9. So if I had had the old character, it would have taken me below 0. So
and that was the
only
thing
because
like,
I lost that character sheet that I didn't die by.
I wasn't even like keeping track of what your hit points were, so it was impossible for me to even fudge those numbers. Like it just like worked out within a margin of error of 1 hit point that like 3 of you guys got knocked to 0 because that very easily, and then also nobody rolled a 4 on the broken check.
3 of us were rocking around with 1 hit point for the vast majority of the adventure too. I was waiting for it to happen. I mean, of course, it did happen. For my 4th slag.
For one of you, anyway.
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of just like bold bravado because you're on 1 hit point. It's just like, well, if he hits me, I die, so I might as well do whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I started to realize as well. It's just like, gosh damn it, just fucking do it.
Yeah. Be a hero. There's no other choice.
Yeah. Very good.
Sitting there dodging a giant worm for some extra gold or silver.
That was insane. When I was reading this adventure and I saw the way that worked, I'm like, oh, this is brutal. Because if you roll under an 8 or less on your agility test, you just die. It just eats you. Like, you just straight up, it eats you. Like, there's no damage. You just are dead. So I was like, this is going to fucking kill at least one person. And the fact that I was like, okay, everybody dodged it. And you're like, I'm staying to get more gems. It's like, no way. And I think 3 times in a row. I do love how you're like, okay, I'm cashing out now. Like, you know, the house will always win eventually.
Yeah. You got a couple of the pit bosses coming over and like, hey, we have to go talk.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know I'm having a good time when I draw a character portrait.
Yeah, I've seen that. That was pretty sweet. You still got it right there?
Really good.
Yeah, I put it.
So Josiah, hey, thank you for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure.
I'm gonna say right now, although it does seem simple, it is still very confusing at times what's going on because it's so different to what many of us are used
It's
to.
very different than your standard D&Ds and Pathfinders for sure.
Essentially, all I needed to know during that entire game was what my agility bonus, my damage dice was, and if anything else untoward happened, I would be informed on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
which is
what I
how...
like about
when I first started playing AD&D, that was exactly what I was like. I basically didn't know any of the rules. It was just like, okay, I know the thing that I do all the time, and if there's anything else, the other guys will tell me.
Yeah.
What I really like about it is that it's very simple to pick up. Like, you know, you really could just kind of give the super basics in a couple of minutes and then you're good. And a lot of it just depends on the DM knowing like, okay, well, you know, is it because like the presence is like a catch-all for like most things. And there's a couple other agility, strength and stuff like that. But outside that, it's like, as long as you can make the character, which again, you can just roll them online.
Mhm.
and a couple of things. Like it's quick and easy to pick up, but it's still no less complex too,
Mm.
because you can just do whatever you want. There's still a lot of that room in there for creativity to make your stories and your stuff. And I personally think that's really cool. Just the system. I mean, people. That's why the the old school Renaissance stuff is coming back.
Yeah, because Rules Light really encourages you to pitch your idea of what your character was doing without the constraints of what can I do within the rules. So it's more freeing to actually roleplay and say, like, look, he described it like the entire group was pressuring with Josiah at certain points there was like, that was his description of what he was doing was so good, does he even need to roll?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like Mork Borg is one of those systems where you can just like DM fiat stuff a lot because it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, sure. Like I'm never worried about balance with a game like this because it's like, I mean, yeah, sure. Like, yo, you get a sick ass weapon, you get a head. It's so lethal that like you fall down a pit, you might just die. You know what I mean?
If you run away, you're more likely to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you ran into an area with more monsters. Now you're by yourself. I'm sorry, you're dying.
Sprained your ankle, 1 damage. Oh, that's all you have. Okay, you're dead.
Yeah.
Also, in the Discord, there, I dropped an image of what the full dungeon map actually looks like, and a link to a PDF of the dungeon or of the adventure, if anyone's curious. But
I am.
Yeah, thank you.
So Wally, are you gonna upload your map?
No, my map is absolutely.
I want to see it.
Now. It's chaos.
It's beautiful.
Once I open the door and you're like, yeah, you're back in the regular room. Like the first room is like over here, and then when you said I opened the door down here to go in the regular room, I was like, that's
it. But no, by doors and stuff, it is roughly circular, the path that you travel around. So as you're drawing it on a piece of paper, it would look like that because
I missed the left turn at Albuquerque somewhere. That's all there is to it.
The only rooms you guys didn't go in were the cells, which is room number 5 on the map, which is just a bunch of like emaciated, crazy prisoners in cells that will try to strangle you through the bars if you get too close. That was also my backup plan for if a bunch of people died, you were just going to wake up in the prison cells. Nice. If we had like a TPK, be like, okay, you're all in the cells, you hear commotion, etc., etc. And the only other place you guys didn't go was room 11, which is what was on the end of the narrow passageway through that tunnel, which is a literal
like a bunch of trash.
It's a greenhouse. It is like a magical greenhouse that exists outside of time and space that has like a witch who lives there, and she is trapped there and has a bunch of like she has 3 or 4 of her followers that are like thralls under her command, and she wants to kill the guy, the necromancer, and the necromancer wants her dead, so you can like negotiate with her and she will help you try to kill the necromancer. And or alternatively you can negotiate with the necromancer and he will let you go if you help, because he's so physically big he can't fit through the tunnel to get in there. So there's sense. Like a thing where it's like you can kind of side with one or the other. That's the only thing that you guys didn't really see that was part of this dungeon.
Yeah, so the hag was a lot better than the guard that came with us. That guard was worthless.
Well, the guards are all under the control of the necromancer as well, so they were all enthralled by him. Gotcha. As was the son from eating the meat. It like corrupted them and put them under his. Yeah,
he clearly
control.
wasn't right.
Yeah. So that was like, I guess, the only thing. But other than that, I think you guys did a pretty thorough job of scouring the place.
Was the lake always like or was
that was something that was funny?
Change?
The sludge itself was always sludge in where the worm and stuff was, but just with the result that I rolled on the apocalypse thing, I just went with it because I was like, oh, this is like perfect. So we had the little stream turnitar, and then
I wasn't sure if initially that was supposed to be like murky water or something.
That's what I was thinking.
The stream flows into, or if it got changed. I was like,
totally.
It's an old school D&D monster that lives in a pool of sludge that I've got. Yeah.
Also, I will say the things the seer tells you that she sees, like one of them was cannibals feast upon their own kind. That was true. The thing of the ancient man lives within a ruined room, fear and avoid him, was actually a false flag. That was not true.
What was the deal with that dude?
So the deal with the
Yeah.
old man was basically he's just like kind of catatonic and just vibes there. If
Okay.
everybody sits down at the table, then he comes to his senses and erupts with rumbling laughter, and he will tell you stories of old for several minutes before slowly regressing back into his state. But he can give you hints about like what's in the dungeon and stuff
That's
like
awesome.
That is
Awesome.
horrifying. That is horrifying.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
So that was him. He's basically just like an optional puzzle to get a little bit of a heads up about the necromancer and stuff.
He's trapped
Nice.
trapped in an eternal nightmare,
Yeah.
looping his own
Very nice.
existence. Ugh.
Very cool. Good night, everybody. We're out of here. I guess that's it. We're just gonna.
Bye,
We're just.
everyone.
A little bit anticlimactic.